with your friends, chillin'. Day and night for days on end. Now you can't come see me tonight. Say you ain't got the time. I'm the last one you prioritize. Peeping your IG pictures on my phone. I won't spend another night at home. Okay, I'ma just be on my way. You'll see I'm not the one you take for granted, babe. I know that life can be busy, love, but you make time for the ones you love. It's only right, it's what I deserve. Love, tell me what you done for me, done for me, done for me, done for me lately. Did your mind go on vacation, leaving your affection for me at home? Tell me what you done for me, done for me, done for me, done for me lately. With your heart and your attention, we're the kind of love that I used to know. Baby, so can you take me on a date? The simple things you do to make me stay. Now it's like you don't even try. I used to wonder why, but now I'm left with no more tears to cry. I know that life can be busy, love, but you make time for the ones you love. It's only right, it's what I deserve. Love, tell me what you done for me, done for me, done for me, done for me lately. Did your mind go on vacation, leaving your affection for me at home? Tell me what you done for me, done for me, done for me, done for me lately. With your heart and your attention, we're the kind of love that I used to know. If you want me the way I want you, put your all into all that you do. It's only right, it's what I deserve. Love, tell me what you done for me, done for me, done for me, done for me lately. Did your mind go on vacation, leaving your affection for me at home? Tell me what you done for me, done for me, done for me, done for me lately. With your heart and your attention, with the kind of love that I used to know.
Yeah, talking to my mirror like I love you so much. Curving on my critics like I heard you, so what? You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. Tally all the I ever gave on my head. Lately I've been living like I can't take a loss. They ain't wanna help me, that's what made me a boss. You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. We don't give a that's what they don't understand.
Back again like flu season. I broke records while loose leafing. I'm coming down my roof, leaving. Don't give a I don't care. Did the for my lonesome. No wonder now I'm on one. No shortcuts on that long run. All I really want is my share. Get on my God, on my totem is nothing. In the discussion, for them feelings I throw on my pain on percussion. It's disgusting. I hear them bragging about that they did and it do not move me, not in the least. They ain't been dropping no seeds in the soil, but swear that you all my spot at the feast. I've been on go mode, showboat, rowboat, wave ride. Cool shorty, too naughty, pool party, wet for the face ride. Annie up, penny down, hand me down, thrift store, old drip. New money, too funny, old shorty, talk about old. I'm on that now, can't get a pass now. I'm a cash cow, keeping it brash now. It's trash now, I'ma spaz out. I've been killing my lows and living on highs. You see in the skies the proof. You could just see in my eyes that there is no lies. I cannot disguise the truth. I've been duck dog, getting to my new merch, color duck sauce on the new couch with my chucks on. Get the on with that hate. I'm big cool on the small chat, cause I know now that I'm all that. Got a Hawkeye on the ball cat, get the out of my face.
Talking to my mirror like I love you so much. Curving on my critics like I heard you, so what? You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man.
Hello, happy Easter to you. Hey, what's up? This is your girl Nicole Reloaded, and we're locked and loaded with another video. I am so good to see you, my love, Mr. YouTube Streets. I am going to need you, my love. I've missed you. I haven't seen you in a while. I hope that you can hear me. If you can hear me, let me know. So anyway, let me just go ahead and get into it because it is early and I am extremely tired. I'm tired, y'all. But when you have children, you never rest. Right? I'm really, hey, the more I think I know about YouTube, the social aspect of YouTube, the more I realize that I am that I really actually don't know, I guess. And which I feel that is, now, when I say I feel, that does not mean that I know. Feelings change, rather. Feelings change, don't they? Chillings, because I'm chilling with y'all. No, but feelings change. They change. Just because I feel that Mr. YouTube Streets is being nice to me doesn't necessarily mean that he's being nice to me. He might be super nice to me. I hope you don't mind, baby, if I use you as an example, Mr. YouTube Streets. I missed you. I haven't seen you on here. Emmanuel, oh my God, God knows what I need. Now, these are my original men's looking at on my channel. I've missed y'all with all my heart. I know everybody had their own lives, and they got to do what they got to do. Now, I went on Paul Derek's channel, which is Jason's channel, which is a channel that majority of this area of YouTube would unfortunately considers this man as a racist. I'm not going to debate you on that. Your opinion and your perception of viewership, that's on you. While being on Jason's panel, Jason, he was messing around and joking with me and stuff like that, or whatever. I know that Jason has dark, kind of, I don't know, I would say dark comedy sometimes. Kiki was up there. Kiki is that beautiful young lady that be on the YouTube street. She's the one I had hooked up. Well, not hooked up, but the one that people would say that she got VF to go to jail and all this other stuff. The pretty light-skinned young girl. That's how I look at her. I don't mean any disrespect or nothing. But when I seen her over there on his panel, of course, I had to trottle out my fat ass over there. Okay. And I wanted to say something to her to see how she was doing and so on and so forth. So I had to take my inhaler. Ooh. My inhaler. Hey, shit. If you can't breathe, you can't breathe, right? Let me breathe. Rejection is God's protection. Rejection is God's protection. So, I'm doing the best that I can to explain to y'all. Because it happens so fast. And I got like 1,000 things actually in my mind that I want to say at one time. you know, Jason is very controversial. You know, he's the main, what most would say, Caucasian that's in the YouTube streets. A lot of people don't like him. A lot of people hate him. And then you have others that are starting to come around to him. You know, whatever. I can't tell people how to feel. You know, I'm starting to learn my lesson, trying to tell people they should come together. All I know is that I'm a content creator. I've been here for many, many years. And if I would like to have a conversation and communicate with somebody, I should be able to do that without the fear of being attacked. Right? But then I have to think about, well, shit, if you step in this lane, then, you know, you're in agreement with, I don't know. I'm at a crossroads in regards to that kind of thing. I am. Anyway, Kiki was over there and I was just joking and playing around or whatever. It wasn't serious to me. But I have to realize, even though I don't get a lot of numbers on my channel or whatever, when I say something, there actually are a couple of people that are listening. And it might actually just be Mr. YouTube Streets and Emmanuel Briggs, okay? And those two people really do care about me, right? I believe that. I believe that. I don't have my glasses on, y'all, so I'm just flashing up here. Happy Easter to you guys. Happy Easter, my loves. I love you guys. Okay. But Emmanuel, I know I don't, and maybe something is wrong with me, but I don't believe that Jason is, I don't believe that he's a racist. I'm sorry. You know I love you, Emmanuel. I really don't. I mean, maybe there's something wrong with me. Maybe it's chopped up to the fact that I am adopted or whatever, and I'm not using that as an excuse. I'm just trying to tell you, like, my socialization skills, you know, whatever. I grew up around a lot of different people, white people, like majority, like kind of white people, you know, and no, they weren't going around calling black people niggas and we accepted that. No, that's not what I'm saying. And I'm not saying, I don't know. I've explained why so many times. I'm just at this point, I'm just tired of explaining it. I don't think Jason is a racist. I think that he's an asshole in regards to his delivery about sensitive subjects, that about cultural things for all nationalities, not just black people, just, you know, Indian. If you're Indonesian, you know, I feel like he has a way that anybody can get it. That's just how, you know, I feel. You know, I wish I would know better, but I don't know. Not trying to. I don't know everything, y'all. I don't. That man ain't never been nasty to me. That man ain't never did nothing to harm me. A lot of people don't like when I say that, but it's just the truth. He ain't, you know, done nothing to harm me. Now, this is the beef sector, what they say. I don't consider myself beef sector. Emmanuel, can you please come up here, baby? Well, I mean, I don't know if we can say that he don't have the same energy for white people, Emmanuel, if he's in a majority of a area that the algorithm has us in, that has majority of black people. Because his ass then cuss Christopher out, was going to take, you know, take Christopher to put Christopher W underneath the jail. He got into it. What was that other white lady name? He got into it with her. He done got, you know, where they had disagreements and stuff like that. And he done dragged her. But a lot of people don't know the back history to Jason, but I don't feel like I have to keep explaining that. I've said it many times what my experience is. I'm not saying that, you know, but the thing is, he know how to like talk shit. Now, in the way that he talks shit, do I approve of everything? No. No. I don't think Jason is an evil person. Anyway, Emmanuel, can come up here. If you can, love. And you too, Mr. YouTube Streets, you've been around for years. I think, Mr. YouTube Streets, let's just talk about how one can be treated on YouTube. My asthma is acting up, y'all. It is really acting up. I feel like I can't breathe. I think it's because I'm just upset. Hey, babe. Emmanuel. It says your mic was your mic is connected, my love. I don't know why I can't hear you. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I've missed you so much. I was like, oh my God, did he leave me?
Oh, no. I just had to.
Okay, can you tell that you're a manager?
What's that?
A manager moderator? Like, can you tell that like you're different than other moderators? You, Mr. YouTube Streets and Tara are supposed to be the ones that can run shit. I mean, we only had 2 people watching us majority of the time, but still, I mean, I want y'all to run them 2 people. I mean, I'm just saying.
I think so. There's a there's a little symbol by my name, but
well,
I think so.
we're not monetized right now. So we get monetized, and maybe it'll highlight you, but you know, just
Okay.
try it. I'm trying to show you I love you.
Okay, love you too. First of all, are you okay?
What? Yes,
Yeah.
honey. Yes, yeah, I'm fine. I'm just it seems like my dogs, they got into like a little fight with each other, and I had to go out in the backyard, and they kicked up a lot of dust, so it got into my face and stuff like that. So my asthma is kind of acting up a little bit, but I'm okay. I just got to take my asthma medicine. It'll calm down.
Yeah, I got asthma too, so I know. But you just make sure you.
Am I wheezing?
It sounds like just slightly, but if you you took your medicine, then it'll probably take you a couple of minutes for it to settle in. So
okay. Well, I missed you. I just want you to know that. Let me just say this, Emmanuel. I appreciate the time, the patience that you have taken over these years dealing with me, taking the time out of your schedule, just being here for me. The times that just being here for me, I just wanted you to know that I really truly deep down appreciate you, and I love you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Feelings mutual. Feelings mutual. So what? Why were you on this person's channel?
Well, you know that I couldn't breathe, and then I get it. No, I wouldn't. I mean, Jason showed up in my feed. I'm not going to sit up here in front and act like I don't watch him, because I do watch him. And the things I don't watch, I don't watch. And then sometimes I'm not the first time I've been on this panel, but he was being, Jason or whatever, fucking with me. He said some things or whatever. Maybe a moderator, and he knows what that does, but he's doing that for people to pay attention to what's going on, because I feel like he knows I'm under attack. But it is what it is. I don't feel, Emmanuel, that I'm beef sector, but I do get treated like I'm beef sector, even though the beef sector don't want me in the beef sector.
How did you get mixed up with them?
Because I was here first. And I had affiliation. You know what I'm saying, in regards to doing commentary with other content creators that like VS.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be in her I can't even think what was it called? God forgive me, I'm tired. But she had this live that she would do, like how she shared videos now. She used to do them back then. Whatever, Club Infinity or Efficiency or something like that, or whatever. You know, and it was the opposite, like the virtual way of, you know, and I used to be in there serving drinks where we was all cool. Wasn't a big deal. Wasn't all of this evil ass shit that's going on now. And when eventually she would get tired. Like, she can't just stay live forever. Right. And she was like, somebody else go live. And you know, pretty much everybody in the audience was like, Nicole need to go live. She got a channel. She been on here. You know, she just came on here and said that she was adopted and found her family and just left. Like, bitch, go live. Like, you always, you know. So I ended up going live and all hell broke loose.
Right.
I was already on YouTube though, Emmanuel, already before.
Oh yeah, you know, I was just asking, you know, I know nothing about the beef sector. I don't know who these people are. I mean, I hear names mentioned and stuff like that, but I don't, like, I think I popped in on one or two people's streams and I was like, yeah, this shit ain't for me. Like, I don't even understand a sector where you just you just fighing all day.
It wasn't even fighting like that. Let me tell you how the beef sector like grew. Like, do you know? Okay, what happened is that, okay, and I'm not going to say that VS created the beef sector. There was a whole lot of things, a bunch of things that created the beef sector. You had Kaya. You remember Kaya and T.S. Madison?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my daughter used to watch them till I found out.
Right. Okay. But there was a lane, like how you hear, you know, there's the beef sector, there's the Mo3 sector, there's, you know, I was like, shit, I said, I need to speak to Emmanuel and Mr. YouTube Streets, because I said I would create a sector then, the adopted sector. Okay.
Yeah.
Shit. We gonna create that. We don't sleep over here, and if not, bitch, you adopted. So this is the adopted sector, okay? I don't know, because they just be doing too much. But I'm just saying, when there a lot of us reviewed T.S. Madison and Kaya during that time. Long story short, when Kaya and T.S. Madison fell out, and they had went to court. They had both had to delete videos and stuff. There was still this massive audience that was still left on YouTube that needed somewhere to go. BS was the most smartest one in regards to marketing. And she probably didn't even know. She capitalized on it. And that's where the TSCC came from. Small Claims Court or whatever it's, you know, it was TSCC. That's where that came from, or whatever. And after that, like, shit, she instantly received a lot of subscribers. Hey, my love, how you doing, Lady Star? LG, people gonna be mad because she over here. They don't want me to have nobody. At least they don't attack you, baby. But you've been over here for when I only had -1 people. I ain't never seen nothing. No. We was talking about some court stuff I was talking about, or something. You said, keep going. To you, it probably wasn't that, but it meant something to me.
Right. Okay. So,
am I making sense? You know, ain't going to my brain, right? Because I'm.
No, you making sense. I've asked people before, like, I don't, like I said, I don't know nothing about the beef sector, so I hear a lot about it, but
yeah,
like I said.
So, but she's not the only one. But I'm saying, like, when the T.S. Madison, that court stuff happened or whatever, her and even Michelle A.T.A. Lynn, but there was still Wiley, there was still Sean Bradley, there was still, Treasure Lane, there was still Timothy Blaine, whatever. But Small's claim court because the people that had complaints or whatever, she was able to direct a decent amount of traffic, and because she used to upload VS, please don't, like, girl, don't nobody pay attention to me, but if so, her little minions will send her stuff. But she at that back then, she used to upload Kaya's content, and Kaya came on after court and was like basically cussing everybody out. You bitches delete my shit, and If not, I'm gonna strike your motherfucking ass, and I don't know if it was before court or after court, but it was around when they had her and T.S. Madison had to go to court. So she had came on, and VS, I still remember. Yeah, she had came on and said that, she gonna be like striking. That was probably way before we even knew what striking meant. She was just saying, I'm gonna do, if you got my copyrighted content on your stuff, because T.S. Madison and Kaya allowed a lot of us to use their content. It's everywhere. It's still a lot of them with hundreds of thousands of views of the Queen's Court. Okay. She came on and was like, okay, I'm gonna give her, and that's when she came up with TSCC, that Small's Claim Court type of thing. And the shit she got a decent amount of that audience, and she been rolling ever since. And if I'm lying, then you can check me, boo. But that's what happened. But there was still other content creators. We all watched. That shit was epic. That shit took over YouTube when it was T.S. Madison. All of us came together to provide commentary, to disagree, to like, to laugh. Like, it was a very amazing time during YouTube. I mean, shit. I mean, she got the Queens. She has her online, but I don't know if it's the same. How you doing? How you doing, Miss Sandra? You know I love you, baby. Yeah. I don't know. Go ahead, babe. Okay, my breathing is starting to get better. So,
okay, good.
I'm gonna be quiet and you go.
I mean, I just it seems like a negative place to be. Like, I hear a lot of these beef sector situations, I guess, where they talking about people's kids and putting people's information out there, and it just seems real negative. So I would be careful.
It is. Let me say this, babe. I never wanted to be a part, but that's what it evolved into. At first, it was like roasting gags. Like, you know what I'm saying? But way before even T.S. Madison, I was the part of where, okay, I'm like a old dusty YouTuber, okay, little, like where if I wanted to debate you, I would have to upload, create a video, YouTube would have to see it, and I would request, and I want, Emmanuel, I have something I would like to say to you. You would have to give me permission for that video to upload through YouTube. They used to let us communicate with. So I'm from that era. So I'm like, I cannot be a part of the beef sector, but I did debate. And the thing was, the mentality was, look, if I lost that debate, Emmanuel, come back on and say, shit, we virtually just shake hands or virtually turn away from each other, or you'll just reject it. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I already, but it wasn't doxing. It wasn't all this volatile stuff. Not a part of that. I hope I'm not.
Yeah. Well, I would stay away from that, because like I said, it don't seem like nothing positive comes from that, and why would you want to engage in anything where you're just constantly fighting with people, and then it's not, they're not even leaving it online. They're putting people's informations out, and one of the things that kind of I seem to hear a lot about is people's children getting attacked.
Yeah.
And I don't know what fucking world people live in where it's like a normalized thing to attack someone's children, but that's I wouldn't want shit to
Well,
do with
not
that.
just even children, the dead. I mean,
Oh,
the reason why a lot of the Poe Derek, which is Jason, one of the things that he was saying that, Nicole can't. I did have a really good up and coming channel, and I got attacked really bad because I came on here with the truth. I came on here raw, like I'm talking about virtually naked. You know how vulnerable you have to be to request it. I didn't know how the internet worked to the extreme that it can, but I came on and I said, look, this is me. I'm adopted. I'm looking for my biological family. I came on again. I did it again because I found one piece. I needed another piece, and boom, just like that, I found my family. So I don't know YouTube for fuck shit,
Oh, right.
during that time, but now it's completely different. I'm isolated now. People don't want me. If I go into somebody's shit, I just look. I don't know any business. I look at YouTube like the more that I've grown, I look at it like a business. Okay, you have Walgreens. You have, and if you heard Jay Wilson say that example, he took that shit from me. Most people won't believe it, but he did. Okay. But you have Walgreens, you have, Walmart, you have CVS. You know what I'm saying? And I've never seen a 7-Eleven and a Circle K or a Walmart, right? Or let's just do pharmacies, right? I've never seen. You can see, usually you'll see a CVS in Las Vegas. A CVS and Walgreens would be directly across the street from one another.
Yeah.
I never seen them argue with each other and people standing outside, get rid of CVS or get rid of, vice versa. But that's what they do on here. It's like they find a way to isolate you. They figure that somebody doesn't like somebody else. And if you're cool with that person, they'll try to put you in a box. And that's what I'm going through. I never asked to be a part of this like that. I came on here and I found my biological family. That was it. And then I started to meet people that, that I have a rapport with and that I truly care about. But to be forced to care about some versus others or so on and so, it's just got out of control. That's why I don't be on here like that no more. And I'm not saying that's Jason that's doing that. I'm sorry, I'm talking too much. Go ahead, honey.
Well, no, that's good that you're not. But my thing do you think some of your associations might be getting you into this trouble? And I'm not, like I said, I don't know who you know.
I don't think that I can actually even get the opportunity to even build a true association due to the fact of the possible assertion, by me being moderators for certain people, I was judged back then. I didn't even know. It's just like, shit, I'm, okay, you want me to delete somebody? I just deleted it. It's like, I didn't know.
Right. Well, but, like I said, with the associations, whether it be moderation, I just, I try to simplify stuff. I know when I was, in points in life when I was, out there doing shit when I was younger and stuff, I had to check some of my affiliations with people. Even though they're, good friends of mine, some people I had to kind of step away from because, they were living a certain way and I didn't want to, I didn't want to get caught up in that no more. It's like, I used to, let's just say I used to run with a group of people, and I decided to stop running with that group of people because, even when you decide to get off that, if you walking down the street with them and, somebody run up on them, your ass is along for the ride. It's not like they're going to give you a pass or,
They're not. Yeah, but
they're going
you're 100% right. Emmanuel, I'm having an extremely difficult time for me to understand that street shit is on virtual.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Like, it might be time for you to step away from certain, one of my best friends, a lot of dudes I grew up with, but I had to, I had to step off that. And then especially, when I started having kids, I was like, yeah, no, I can't, I can't be affiliated with people living a wild lifestyle like that. One that I thought that I wasn't better than anybody or anything, but it's just, if you see, like you said, beef, beef sector. I mean, listen to how it's named the beef sector. It's not like it's named the positive come over, we love you sector, or
Yeah, right. No, I know.
come hang out with us.
Wrap me in your arms sector. Look at that.
Right. Like if you going, if you hanging out with certain places, if it's the, if somebody said, yeah, man, come hang out in the come to hell sector, I'm gonna be like, yeah, no, I'm cool. Y'all can.
Well, yeah,
You
that's
got it.
no, I ain't. No, but I mean, but a lot of the people before it became called the beef sector, I had kind of not like saying I knew them, but I hung out in their chats or vice versa or whatever. So when it actually really became something, I don't think it registered in my brain what it was. And people, went to their corners and their corners and so on and so forth. So I'm like, damn, but I'm a content creator too. I feel like shit. If you having a conversation, that don't mean I'm in bed with you. That don't mean I make it like it's the internet. Like you telling me I can't like it's a business, so I can't network.
Well, no, I'm not saying that you can't network, but you can affiliate with. I'm saying affiliations with certain kinds of people. Is if you affiliate with those people, you're gonna get the drama that's surrounds them. Like again, as an example, I had a friend that, stepped away from that too. And he wanted to open up business, but, he was trying to get some capital together to open that business. And then he was thinking, well, some of the homies was offering to, help him. And I'm like, yeah, but you know where that money comes from. And, if you affiliate yourself with that and you get money from that situation, whether it be borrowed or not, you're gonna get them kind of problems that come with that affiliation. These going to these cats ain't gonna be like going to Bank of America or Chase to get a loan. You're dealing with some cats that might, they want their money or whatever. They might show up and it might not go all that good for you. So,
oh Lord, yeah, you definitely ain't been on here. You really gonna get in trouble. I was just talking about something like that. I got a lot of trouble just talking about.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm, let me get off that, but I'm just using it as an example.
No. I'm being sarcastic, but go in and express yourself. But that's the thing, like when I first, like I said, but when I came on here, Emmanuel, there were like between I'm talking about content creator or whatever, there was no live chat, there was none of that. You just made a video and you talked about and uploaded it. That was it. There was no live where you could be just raw the way we are now. You know what I'm saying? So, and if you wanted to, so I'm old school. So I feel like if I want to talk to a content creator, I'm gonna go directly to you because that's like kind of how YouTube created the environment.
Well, right. But
it's strange and I don't need to do that because I keep walking into shit and I'm getting in trouble.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. Is like,
but I'm not doing nothing. It's like I'm not a blood, nor am I a Crip. I'm just like, hey, okay, let me shut up. Go ahead, man.
Right, but that's it's like I was explaining. I have two daughters, and I was explaining to them that you have to have some principles and values and something that you stand on, like in the face of no matter where you are. That's kind of has to be how you guide your life, and that's going to be very difficult for you because you're gonna lose some people along the way. Some people might be your friends for life. Some people might reach a certain point to where you not friends anymore. But people are going to try to get you to do things, to test your principles and what you stand on. And if you always fold in or not using your discernment and stuff like that, life can be difficult for you. You can get caught up in a lot of people's mess, and some stuff you can get caught up in, and it's very hard to get out of it, or you can't get out of it. The only way out of it might be getting exited up out of here, period. So I would just, I always tell them, like, stand on your principles, and if people can't respect that and they don't value that, then you just don't need to be around folks like that. I don't care if you know them or associate with them. A lot of guys that I grew up with, and years of friendship, but they was just they were doing stuff that I no longer wanted to be associated with. I had friends that, like I said, they was just doing a bunch of stuff that, it was bringing a bunch of drama to their lives and families and stuff like that. And, I try to have a conversation with them and be like, well, maybe you should tone some stuff down and step away from some things. But it was like, nah, I'm not, not doing that. And they just wanted to stay caught up. So, I had to step back from some of them. Some of them I stopped fooling with altogether because, like I said, I'm just like I don't understand folks that they just can't see that they're involved in constant drama. Like I had to tell one of them, like, you ever notice the common denominator is your ass or this person that you standing next to or associated with. Have you ever noticed that when you step away from that person, how quiet and calm your life gets? But then when you start hanging out with this person again, next thing you know that, you know, kind of like toilet water. You know what I'm saying? A motherfucker standing next to you and they start slinging toilet water around, some of this shit gonna splash on your ass too. And it's like, you want toilet water on you? If
Right.
not, get out of the range of the toilet water,
Mm-hmm.
So that's my thing. It sounds like you're I mean, I got onto you. I didn't know anything about beef sector and nothing about you seemed, even remotely mean or beef sector to me. So
No, I can't
I
handle
would.
it. I mean, but because, like I said, I was here like way before the beef sector was ever created. So I was used to going to a content creator and saying, like, what's up? Like, they didn't even know even how to even have panels and phone calls and stuff. Like, I was so, like I actually gave out my phone number. That's why a lot of people, I don't know, a lot of people don't know, but they
Well,
would call me on my house phone because I was so
mhm.
naive that I actually gave my phone number out.
Well, exactly. That's my point. Is that you seem like a really kind, sweet, principled, nice person to me, and like that don't you don't even belong, being in a beef sector or even adjacent to it because principled, good people. If you're around a bunch of people that aren't, I mean, nothing positive is going to come from that for you. If you're a good person and you're hanging out with a bunch of people that aren't good people or they just don't share your values. I don't want to, sound too judgmental, but we'll just say they just don't share your values, then, nothing good is going to come of it. You're going to constantly be in the midst of a bunch of drama with them because you have certain, you might believe in kindness and sincerely helping people and, trying to do right by people. And then, someone is going to see that and be like, I can manipulate that to my advantage. They're not, not everyone is going to see that and reciprocate that and be like, oh, well, she's, I feel that I share the same values with her. I like to help people too. And, I like to, I have some technical proficiencies that maybe, we could teach each other stuff. You got to find your tribe. And I don't know I think you might be mistaking your tribe
You
for,
just gave me confirmation.
yeah, well, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta just like you said, you came on here to find your family. You gotta know, like, again, I was explaining to my daughters, you gotta be careful about who you call family and friend. Like I had to learn that lesson too. I knew a lot of people in the town I grew up in, and I know hella motherfuckers, but I found out that out of all the people I knew, I really only had a few friends out of all those people, like real friends that if something happens to me, they're gonna come see about me, or if something, God forbid, something happened to my children, I could, I could count on them to look after them, or vice versa for them. But a lot of people, oh, I'm your friend or whatever, and then some shit happened, and they know where to be found, and if anything, they're somewhere snickering about it, laughing.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm. Or
you gotta,
hoping that you confuse enough to, that you'll sign something so they can get your daddy's money.
there you go. That's my, that's my point.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. You got to be, I'm very weary of people. I try to vet people real hard, and I'm, you if you
And
even doing,
I do think that, like, um, Oh Lord, now I'm crying. Never mind. Continue talking. I'll gather my. I'm
Well,
just sensitive. I've always been like, I'm not angry. Not this. It's just I don't know. I think it's like, oh, when the truth comes, you just or I'm upset or whatever. It's not a bad thing. Just
well,
start crying. Maybe I don't know. I wonder could I get a handicap crying check? Let me look at it. Well, anyway, go ahead.
yeah. Well, you know, just I would just be careful about who you're around and what you involve yourself in. And I mean, I know you're like I said, you might want to innocently have conversations with people, and seems to me like you're trying to do right by people, or I don't know, maybe bring people together and do all, but
Yeah,
people
that
might
all
not.
good stuff. That don't work. Huh?
Well, that's my well. It will
Yeah,
work for. Well, it might work for people. Might work for people if they're receptive to it. That's what I was saying. You might have to create a lane that's you might have to create the like you said the adoption sector.
I'm being corny about that, but I was talking to um my therapist. I'll
Hmm.
just say that because I don't want them to get their head blown
Yeah.
off or whatever. But I'll just say that, And I was joking about that, but since everything has to have a stamp on it, I guess, or something, where people know what they're walking into.
Well,
Um,
yeah.
we didn't sign me next. This is an adoption sector. Now what? Look.
Well,
Well, I mean,
now,
I don't know why. you
well,
know, I don't know.
absolutely. That, like I said, find
We
your.
are people. We don't. I don't want to argue with nobody. I have no problem with having healthy debates, but like trying to pin people up against each other and stuff like that, and trying. Some people don't real. It could be the wrong day, and they don't realize it's a roast or a gag, and then I end up becoming the butt end of that issue, and then my loyalty is questioned, and it's too much. Like I think it's an unrealistic expectation to expect that a human being can handle something like that, and
Well,
it's affecting me really
it,
bad.
yeah.
I just
Well,
want to come on here and talk.
and you can, but you just have to.
No, you can't. Not the atmosphere that I
Well,
didn't.
look at what you said though. The atmosphere. You have to know. You have to know where you can go. I mean, first of all, vet people. Just kind of pay attention to people. Like, for instance, you mentioned, and I've heard that term a lot with the beef sector association, the roasting and gagging. Now, it's one thing to like sit around and do that with some good friends every now and then, and it stays lighthearted, and you know where to, not joke. That's your friend, and y'all joking around, you talking about his big head, and you going back and forth talking about his, fucked up little crooked baby toe. But that's where you cut it off at. You can just joke on each other and have a little bit of fun. But when you joking with somebody that like you don't know them, and they don't have any no respect for you, and they have real malice in their heart, because a lot of times people will say, oh, it's all lighthearted, it's just jokes, and it don't really be jokes. Like, they really hate your ass. They really be wanting to you know they really be wanting to
Yeah, they be
hurt your
really want.
feelings. And
Yeah, they really be wanting, as they would say over here in Las Vegas. Because now I'm realizing that I was saying something I'm like disrespectful, and I didn't realize, that what I said meant something. Like, you know what
hmm
I'm saying? I thought I was like, oh well, down here we say this. How you doing, Dory? I love you. Hi, Sandra. Um,
oh yeah,
Thank
hi
you,
everybody.
baby. You know what I'm saying? Like head flown or something. I think I said shit.
hmm
Now down here that means shit. That means that they really trying to hurt. They trying to hurt you. You know
Well,
what I'm saying?
yeah, you gotta, like I said, you have to have kind of discernment and watch who you're around. It's just like I don't run with the people I used to run with no more. But
And LG.
I Yeah, I still see some of them occasionally, and I have to be on alert or avoid them, altogether.
Everybody keeps saying that.
I don't fuck around, but yeah, well, because you have to watch who you're around, like
No, you're right. You're right.
you
You're
should
right.
keep like I was explaining to my daughter last week, keep a small circle of people around you that you can really trust, and that's all you need. All this, meeting all these different new people that you don't know, and letting them get close to you and stuff like that. You don't know what you're doing. Like my uncle used to always use the phrase, "Don't track no shit in my house." And he meant literally and figuratively. Like he'd
Right.
stop at the front door and he'd be like, "Wipe your feet off on the
Yeah.
mat before you come in here." And he meant that figuratively,
Like, and he was
spiritually.
very serious about that.
Yeah. He was like, "Don't bring no
There's
bad energy in my house. Don't bring nobody to my damn house that you don't know or ain't good people's. Because if the shit go left, I'm gonna blame. I'm gonna get at you and them."
Yeah, I'm gonna blame. Yeah.
Yeah. So you just have to.
And I think though too, like for me, I'm like going. Last time I was like, damn. I hope, because I was like, damn. I said, you must think I am retarded. I didn't ask this man. You didn't gave me we exchanged different. I know goddamn well this lady. Every other time I come in, she gonna get emotional, and I never, because I'll get caught up, and I never really written it down on a piece of paper. And then my email is full because I wanted the people that I do know that actually really do care about me or whatever to come together. So I've been through a lot on YouTube. I'm not trying to say that I'm perfect. I'm not saying that I need to be babied, but I did create conversations, or I came a part of conversations that have made a difference on these YouTube streets. I ain't no punk now, but it just has weighed on me. A lot of people have come to me because there's a lot of people that I've helped find their biological families, and I'm honored behind that. But that's not what I wanted my channel to be built on. It was like, shit, I found my family, and shit, let's get on here and talk, about other stuff, not just adoption. I don't want to hear, like, when you adopted, you don't want to just hear about that shit all the time. But it's not that I don't want to help people find their families. That's not what I'm saying. That's not. But look, maybe that's what God, because I'm not saying I get a lot of joy talking to these people and their experiences that they have, and that I had a friend of mine that I need to apologize. I pushed her away because she was like, "Girl, you're going in the wrong way. God wants you to help adopted people." I'm like, "Girl, they got the internet now. They don't need me to help them find nobody adopted. Like they had why they need me?"
Well, and I'll tell you, can I say the reason why they would say that is because, when you're going through something difficult, there's nothing better than having someone there with you to help you understand, and especially in a personal way. Like if I have a friend who she does a lot of work with rape victims. I don't want to say the word because I heard it get your channel in trouble, but she does a lot of work with women that have been assaulted in that way. And
they don't like that. They don't like that word neither. You gotta say ape and we'll get the monetization back. That's why I wanted to talk to you about, because I wanted you and Tar and y'all to lead the other moderators so we can fix what's going on. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Well, she works with women that have experienced that horrible thing, and that's because she's experienced that horrible thing, and I'm sure that there's nothing better. I'm sure it's a good thing to be able to have another person that can relate to that and guide you through it or whatever.
That.
I mean, you can. There's
I've been
information
running from it, Emmanuel.
Yeah.
I just got tired of hearing you're adopted. Like, so I feel like I have power saying I'm adopted and you shut the fuck up. Period. Leave me alone. I'm adopted. Leave me alone. Like in that way. And God forgive me. That was there was, because my mom it was just too much that happened that my brain could perceive. But once I started meeting and talking to other people.
Mm-hmm.
And I had people like show up and like just pull up on me and was like, look, hold on, just let me, please, can you help me find, like they were like serious
Mm-hmm.
crying. I don't know how to find them, or I have found them. You know, do I show up? I said, well, I wouldn't pull up on them. How you done pulled up on me? Are
Right.
you crazy? No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I did that. And I never, when I came on here, didn't want to be the poster child of that, Emmanuel.
Well, right. And you know, maybe that maybe that's something that you do offline, or you know, or
No,
maybe
I
if
mean,
you had
no.
your time.
If God chooses you to have a position when you're online, you really don't choose what your online career is. Your online
Mm-hmm.
career chooses you.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm like, damn, I have people like, but I'm like, there's all kinds of stuff. They're saying, like, I feel, not that I feel, people want me to help, like, in a sense, help them with the, like, if they're rejected, or, you know,
Mm-hmm.
or if this and that, you know, that kind of stuff. Or they just want a place to explain how they feel about being, like, because you do go through severe identity crisis. I don't think any child that has been adopted doesn't experience that.
Right. Right.
Yeah. That's a
Yeah. Well,
guarantee that you are going to experience something. And I do know that I do have a lot of me being like, there's like glitches. I call them glitches now because I'm older and mature, like, you know, but I think that's the reason why I cry a lot, because I don't like to, if I say something,
yeah.
I don't want to disappoint you, even though I didn't know that I was adopted. But whatever happened to me during that time, there was a
Mm-hmm.
form of rejection that my body, like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I would imagine that, you know, feelings of abandonment and stuff like that, and you
Yes.
know,
And that's
everyone.
what, yes. Yeah. Fear of
Yeah.
abandonment. I don't want to tell you, man, you know, and then when I do say, oh, your mic might be too loud. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
can I mute you? Or I'm just
Mm-hmm.
not in the mood to do all that. And I get upset and just shut up, just please. Like, I feel like there's all kinds of stuff in my head and I just need to get clarity. And that backfires. Or if I don't say anything, why didn't you tell anybody? It's like I can't never get any form of control
Well,
of anything.
well, I think you can, but you might need to spend some time offline and get clarity in your own head first, because you know that's another thing that you know, my humble observation of YouTube is that, you know, a lot of people be on here talking about shit that they need to be offline talking to a professional about, or somebody that you really care about, or somebody that can kind of, you know, evaluate your situation and tell you the truth and be like, hey, you need to, you know, you might need to keep that offline, or you know, you might need to, you know, you might need to seek help for that offline,
Well,
you know.
and I agree. A lot of the stuff that I come on here with, I actually really take it probably what some other people will say, nigga. This is what they'll say, nigga, you taking it too far. I've had those people say that. I said, did you
Hmm.
just really say nigga, you take, but whatever, that's what they say, you know.
Hmm.
I think that also too, other people think that they can say, because they know I'm not experienced in
Hmm.
type of like social skills.
Hmm.
I'm
Hmm.
talking about like from youth, like, you know, like there's something about me that I feel that people think that there's a weakness in me, you know, and you know, I can be keen, I can be very smart. I'm just very sensitive because I don't like relationships breaking up. We can sever, we can move on, but like just this horrible, downtrodden, evil. No, it don't need
Well,
to be like that. And I don't think that's just an adoption thing. I just think that I'm more
it's
aggressive
not.
in regards to saying no, and I'm okay with crying. And people take that as a weakness, and it's not.
Well, they do. They perceive it as a weakness, and it's not. But I also, like I said, if people know you're nice, if they know you stand on something, and they don't, you know, they can. Like that saying goes, you know, taking your kindness for weakness, they'll use you as an asset.
As
or
a
they'll try to use you
as
as
an
a
asset for what? What would they use someone that's supposed to be weak and broke? See, because I'm adopted, right? So I'm not
Mhm.
supposed to be an asset to anybody or people that are adopted. Us feel that we're not an asset to anything. Because how can we? Because our
well,
mama didn't want us. Our
well,
daddy didn't want us.
well, I'll tell you why. Because if people recognize like what you just said, they might think that she could be easily manipulated, and so she can be an asset to me because I can draw her into my shit and put her in front of stuff or get her involved in shit or
Ooh.
maybe figure out how I can get some money out of her or whatever. And I telling you this because I tell my daughters this. I was like,
No,
certain
I know you're telling the truth.
every
There,
man,
people
like
don't
I
even
tell
know.
them,
Look, Emmanuel, hold that
hmm,
thought real quick because I don't want to talk over
okay,
you. But look, because
hmm,
something popped in my head, and I look, my psychiatrist, like
hmm,
I brought her on here, and she has heard how people talk to me.
hmm,
She's written a part of my therapy plan. You know what I'm
hmm,
saying? And that's my protection mechanism. If any of these ignorant people on here want to dox me, come for me, or anything. And she
hmm,
watches. Shout out to my psychiatrist and her whole
hmm.
firm. And she was like, you have to experience, because she's like, you can't hide from pain. She's like, girl, but when you go into, like, you be going into danger. I know you can't see, but she was like, your timing just bad. Not what you saying. She just saying my timing be wrong. And she said that
Hmm.
comes from me being inexperienced, not like, being raised around uncles and aunties. And you get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like shelter. She's like, your timing is impeccably horrible. But go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I grew up with I grew up around a lot of girls that were like that, didn't have brothers and uncles and stuff around them, and they wound up in messed up situations. And that's, that's why, like, when I had daughters, I was determined to tell them, like, you have to be careful about who you're around. And, like, guys will build profiles of you. If you don't got a dad or if you seem too
Yep.
loving or
You know
needy or
what?
something like that, a
That's
dude.
what my ex-husband said. He said, I would have never treated you like that if I would have known you were adopted, because most women would have had, because your father worked at whoop de whoop wop. So, but a brother would have stuck. Like I said, why would you do that? He said, I didn't want you to leave me.
Yeah. Well, a lot of
Like he
yeah.
really, no, he admitted because he felt bad. He's like, nah, I got girls. You didn't gave me all girls. I said, that's your karma, bitch.
Hmm.
No, anyway, sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's why, like, with my girls, I made sure that like that whole thing about making sure their self esteem. I I had a friend, ex friend, who was a pimp, right? And he used to tell me that a girl or a woman with self esteem couldn't do shit for him,
I've heard that. I've heard
right?
that. I've heard
And
that. I've
so
heard that.
I, combine, like that's why I made sure my daughters had all the self esteem in the world. I
And,
gave them all the hugs and kisses and affection I could give them because I
and
didn't
you're a
want
man.
them to, yeah, I didn't want them
There's,
to
you know that
try
there's
to.
a difference. Oh, I'm sorry, Manuel. I'm sorry, baby. Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, I didn't want them like that, like that old analogy that to be running, trying to get the affection they should have got or the confirmation they should have got from me first, from some dude, and then you run across some motherfucker that he can see what's lacking in your daughter, and then use that to
And I have my
his
father,
advantage.
Emmanuel, but they could
Hmm.
tell the way I talk that this girl, one of the and you'll probably hear it, you still like, if I get upset, you still wet behind the ears. That's because I was told to me. You still
Hmm.
got Similac on your breath. My ex-husband, I said,
Well,
but you know what I realized about you, nigga?
hmm,
That nigga, he be watching. He said, no, he deserves
yeah,
to get back. He was a predator. He
yeah.
knew he knew that I didn't know my ass from the hole in the ground, and he took advantage
Hmm.
of that. And
Absolutely.
I attracted unconsciously what I didn't even know. Like just
Well, you think you attracted unconsciously. It's not that you were attracting anything. It's like a wolf, predators hunt. And
it was like
predators
I was
hunt
like a
by,
naked. It was like I was a naked little pig, okay. And the
yeah,
wolf was kind of, you know what I'm saying. And you
yeah.
know what made me realize a lot of stuff. my
What's that?
grandbaby, my grandbaby,
Mm-hmm.
listening to those old nursery rhymes.
Mm-hmm.
And let me see if I can put, and this one like has been like revelation for me. How it you remember the song the ants go marching one by one, two, and they go on, they keep going up. And I said, damn, I said they've been training us since we were little to fall in line with somebody. It just says the ant. It doesn't say a king ant, a queen bee, nothing. The ants go marching one, and then it goes to 2 by 2 and 3 by 3. But who's the leader? It just says it's a bunch of ants in numbers. Who are we? Who am I? And I said that's YouTube. That's YouTube.
Yeah, all these algorithms,
Yeah,
all
and
this
that's
negative.
accurate. Oh, and they're marching. Let me see. Hold on, baby. You go ahead and talk. Let me find it. You're gonna see what I'm talking about.
Okay. Hello, everybody down there. Happy Easter.
I'm here, Emmanuel. Go ahead and speak, love. You can talk.
Shit, I'm waiting for you. No,
Look,
I'm not.
I'm just assuming you just full throttle with commentary and
Oh
everything.
nah, look. I know YouTuber. I'm waiting on you. Ow.
Now I hope that I don't know. I hope I don't get binged for this. But when I was listening to it, I was like, damn. And it says, look at the ants and they're marching. Look at it. And I was looking at my grandbaby, how she's receiving this music, in her and how she's reacting. And I said, damn, that's what we do on YouTube. Like the content creator and you know what I'm saying? In the audience, they looking for someone to march behind. They looking for a leader. Like I be trying to find a way to understand what people think, what they think.
Well, oftentimes people follow leaders because they recognize something that they might be lacking in themselves, and they admire that person. That they hope that maybe they can, being around that person, some of what they have will rub off on them, or they don't like you should. I tried to foster leadership in my girls for themselves, so they didn't have to, you don't have to be led by a man. Like it's, if you meet a man and, he's worthy to lead and, you want to fall back and, you want to fall back and let him do his thing. That's fine. If that's the dynamic that you guys choose, but not that you need his leadership. Like, you running from dude to dude, trying to find somebody to lead you, or God, you should lead yourself. Everyone should master leading themselves first before you, that's why you have so many people that, on here following people or offline following cults, or people that get too wrapped up in the political parties and shit like that, and, act as if like they know this person personally. And it's like, no, you don't.
Yeah. And that person don't give two beats about you. Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah. A lot of people don't. So that's why you should always master leading yourself first. Once you get that down, then you won't really, you won't really need to, you won't have all these, I call them crash test dummies. Too many people are used to being crash test dummies. They want to, they want to run with somebody and get involved in their stuff, and you stepping out, you taking on their shit and getting all wrapped up in that stuff. And then when when they can't use you anymore or whatever, then they discard your ass, and then you somewhere like, well, damn. So, you just got to make sure that you watch who you're around.
It's such an evil place.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And I think, I think you're a nice person, and you're very sweet and kind. And I think that, I think that some people view that as, something that they can use to their advantage, and
You really
just need to
do.
be.
I know you're not just saying that, but I
Well,
mean,
I told
I'm
you.
not doing this for YouTube. Like you really.
Well, I
And I'm
told you how I got onto your channel.
well, remind everybody.
I was just floating
But I
around
mean,
in the middle of the night, and I heard you on there praying,
you heard
and
me
you
on
were
here
praying
praying.
for people, praying for people that came into the chat and stuff. And when I popped in to say hello, you were praying, either prayed for me or whatever. And I thought, well, that's nice. That's refreshing. That's something you never hear on, YouTube. Because all the time I was on there, it was people talking crazy and,
Mm-hmm. And lately, I just been cussing people. I come by, I cuss. Hey, that's not.
well, I,
But that wasn't what I did. Come on, have a praying hour and stuff
well,
like that.
yeah.
It wasn't to be perfect or anything like that.
Oh, I know. But you were praying, and then I think you were talking about talking about the whole adoption thing, and you were kind of,
Wow.
emotional about it a little bit, and that's just, it was. I thought it was nice, and it was sincere, and the thing about a lot of stuff on YouTube is it's, everybody on here is being fake and attacking people and doing all kind of negative stuff, and I just thought that was nice. I think people, when I came to YouTube, I always, I came here thinking, okay, well, yeah, there'll be some entertainment value to it, but I, came here to learn, and I thought it'd be, a wonderful place, like I said, my goofy ass thinking, I thought it
Right.
would be
Okay.
a
Wait a
wonderful
minute.
place
So
for,
I was about to say, man, you making me feel like I'm lost in some abyss. You came over here. What you said? You said you're okay. Don't
well,
be
yeah, I
by
thought,
myself. Okay. I'm
well, no,
not the
I
only
thought,
one with a dream. Okay. Go ahead, baby.
no, I thought it was, I thought, okay, it was a nice place. People, it's like it could be a world community and people get together and have ideas and conversations, and you could be, learn stuff. Cause and I have learned things, lots of stuff from YouTube, but like in terms of just how people treat each other, like I've learned a lot of technical stuff, but I tend to try to stick to the technical stuff. Cause like when it came to the people shit, I'm like, these fucking people are horrible. This is a cesspool.
But
Like
let
people.
me just say, there are good people. There are good people.
Oh.
And but if you get the algorithm, no, that's the beast within itself. Dory, if you're here, Mom, I would love for you to come up here. It's so different when you're in it. You think you're doing something, you're just talking, but your tongue is powerful, and you hold
Mm-mm.
life and death in your tongue, and you just like, look, for me,
Right.
because I'm like Curious George, like, because
Mm-mm.
I be wondering, like, shit, like, why do you think like that? Oh,
Mm-mm.
okay, did your parents? Well, I was I'm not trying to use that as a justification. I'm just saying, like, shit, I didn't
Mm-hmm.
know I was adopted until I was 18, so I was hidden, like,
Mm-mm.
intentionally, because I was
Mm-mm.
almost kidnapped,
Yeah.
excluded.
Yeah.
But
Don't
yeah.
don't put too much of your business out here.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, I get it. But and there are good people. I'm not saying. I mean, I found you. I found some other people are good people. But it seems the good is not
Good
easily
enough.
well,
Yeah.
no, the good is not easily promoted on here. It's very, what's the saying about, the path to, the
The,
path to something,
the
the
path,
path to bad is,
okay, but I don't have it right. The path to least resistance, that one.
no, the wider path is, the easier path to kind of evil and bad. And, if you're on the
Mhm.
good path, it's more narrow and straight.
Oh,
It's, kind of reminds me of that. Like it's not, the good is not really promoted on here. It
it's
seems
not,
like
and
there's a lot
it's
of,
the more that it expanded, because when I first came on, like, all my views got switched up. They deleted hundreds of videos that I had. Like, it was like they just left.
Mhm.
you had to do something because YouTube is consistently updating itself. But back then, like they had a lot of stuff that was stored and they had to clear out their cache as we do with our own home computers and so on and so forth. And if you didn't download those videos, you lost all those video. I was on here. I had several hundreds of video responses where we would go
Well,
back and forth from people all around the world. Hello, Nicole. This is from Nigeria, or or somebody from India. Hi, Nicole. I found my family in the bush, and but their bushmen,
right,
that's where they lived. It was amazing.
right. Yeah, that's positive stuff. But and that's my thing. Like, did they delete it because they had to clean their cache, or did they
Well,
delete it
yeah,
because it was
some
positive?
people
And
that fell off, they couldn't afford. A lot of us, some of the people that reached out, they couldn't afford it back then. To have the power, especially in India and Nigeria and Africa, they couldn't afford to have that type of power. We talking about around when it was dial-up, baby. You know what I'm saying? And,
oh,
and yeah,
yeah,
I've been on So we
yeah,
went
yeah.
to forums. But I had the people that women and men that have fibromyalgia. I had
Hmm.
where every month, I might have joked about it, but we'll make sure all the women check their breasts, that the men followers will make sure that they check their testicles. I don't know if you
Hmm.
remember many years ago, the dude, what was his name? Sean Green or something. He was
Hmm.
on MTV or VH1 or whatever, that corny, skinny white dude, and he ended up getting he almost died. He had
Hmm.
testicle cancer. Do you know what I'm talking
Hmm.
about?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Seth
Whatever.
Green.
Yeah, Seth Green. See, I was saying
Hmm.
Sean, but Seth Green. So I
Yeah.
incorporated when we would do breast checks, whatever. I would turn on some music or something. Everybody would check their body parts, of course, and they enjoyed that. We would have prayer for cancer and all kinds of stuff, but we would still have call-ins and stuff like that. I mean, it wasn't like a church or a cult or anything. It just flowed like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you're just being a decent person, and yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's not just doesn't seem like that's very common on YouTube these days. Like
Yeah, there was.
at least it's a fucking cesspool. Like I about people on here doxing, putting people's information out, getting people fired, coming to people's houses, using
Mhm.
people's dead children as avatars.
Ooh,
They can't seem to, like some of these dudes on here, like where the way I was raised, the people that did things to children. I don't want to say that to get your channel in trouble
yeah,
either, but where
yeah.
I come from, like we used to deal with them a certain way.
Yeah, they get their
I'm
hair,
just
they get their hair flown.
right. Right. We used to deal with them a certain way. There was no association or affiliation with those people. Like they were scared to even pop their heads up. Like they knew
Right.
to, disappear into the shadows where the fuck you belong and be lucky
But
that you're
now,
allowed to exist in the shadows. But
don't it seem like these
oh,
editors that they're
they're
in your face now, male and female,
oh yeah,
the
they're out in
female
the
too.
open and they're
Yeah, they
being
just right here,
supported.
like, look, ooh, woo, woo, woo. Like, no, dude, like you could like Vegas. I don't know about any. I'm not saying that Vegas is tough. Come down here and talk about you go do something. I don't gotta do it.
Yeah, like
Like they're not
there's
gonna let you get past. We don't like strangers down here. Like it's still that Western type of style. What
well,
you
yeah,
doing?
but what I've noticed like on here, the predators online have platforms and people support them and cape for them or whatever, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Like these people don't, these people aren't people that you should support or want to associate yourself with. You supposed to, these people are supposed to be dealt with in a certain way. Like that's why I don't even like my daughters to be online or whatever, because I'm like, there's just a sick group of weird people on here, and they will justify any kind of disgusting ass behavior. They'll justify it. They'll cape for that person. Like I said, they'll be crash test dummies for them, or little minions. And I'm like, I just it's a cesspool. So I can understand why you're not on here much, and and you should protect your peace and shit like that. Because like I said, it's a bunch of cesspool ass people on here. You should be careful who you're around, and don't let these people beat your spirit up, or it's like I
And
said,
I didn't
I
want to
never.
come on here because I see the chat is like everybody's saying very sad. I didn't want to come on here and y'all feel sad. I'm sorry, y'all. And thank you, Sandra, and thank you, Forever Lisa. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
uh,
hi everybody.
praise God. That Jesus died on the cross and rose again on the third day, and that Jesus is the Son of God, and through God all things are possible. We love you, the Lord Jesus. We really do. Yeah, you are correct in regards to that. And I don't know. I've had people, they've been reaching out to me and saying like you have the experience by being on here. I'm not saying that I can't take the hits and the blows and so on and so forth, but it's like, darn, come on now.
But
Like you would just assume, I'm saying
but
me, you assume I make an ass out of myself, Emmanuel, that my mission is different. Go ahead, Emmanuel.
well, my thing would be, why would you want to take the hits and blows?
But the
Like it
thing,
shouldn't.
I'm not trying to. I'm just like, hey,
Well,
I see something like, I don't know.
well,
I guess then I should have to sit back and wait until people eventually come to my channel. I'm not trying to
yeah.
hook up with nobody or okay, go ahead.
Well, yeah. Maybe try the whole, building it organically and letting people find you, or just try to put out a certain. I mean, you put out
No, you're right.
good
No, you're
content
right. Maybe
anyway,
that's
but
not
just
maybe that's not the way because that's how it was. People did they were drawn to me. Or how
yeah.
you know.
Well, like I was telling you earlier about, like, I tell my daughters, whatever you do, just let your moral compass lead you. Yeah, I'm not saying you're going to be perfect. No one's perfect. I wasn't perfect. I've told them, I'm totally honest with them about all of my shit. But, like I tell them, just, let your moral compass lead you. Have some values. Just don't be blowing around in the sin, in the fucking wind like a tumbleweed. Stand on something. And it's going to be difficult. You might find yourself alone. Hell, you might lose all your friends. You might lose the dude that love, or whatever. You might lose everything, but you won't lose everything, because you won't lose your soul, or you won't lose you won't lose you. So if it means that you
Right.
have to not be the most popular person, or you don't get to do all this flashy shit that other people do that looks fun, but it's really
But
not, because behind the scenes, that none of these people are happy. So
mm,
just be who you are, and be a good person, and just you're in, I always tell them, I just want to be entitled to what good people are supposed to have. If that's $1 million, and to be the king of the fucking world, then that's fine. But if it means that you're just a humble, quiet person that goes about your life every day, and you work at the damn garbage company, that's fine for me too. I just want what's entitled to good people. I don't want anything that's not entitled to somebody that's not good. I've seen what happens to, I've seen what people that do bad stuff are entitled to, and I don't want that
yeah,
anymore. I just,
I don't go ahead, Emmanuel. I'm sorry, Ben.
oh yeah, just no. I was just gonna say that's it. I just want what's entitled to good people that want to do good to other people and don't want to screw people over or whatever. So if that makes me a square or simp or dummy or too soft or whatever, then that's fine. I'll be that. I just, that's it. I have no desire to be around any other people that don't feel that kind of way. That's the group of people, all my friends that I run with in my life, all are good people, and we want to be decent and kind, and I just want to be around people like that and treat other people like that, and you know practice what you preach. You live, if you want to, like I tell my girls too, if you want to be, you're a good person, and, make sure that you walk in the world and do that. Practice that every day. Get strong in that. Because, people get strong in a bunch of negative shit, and, it's not real hard. You can look around and see, the result of that. That's why the world is, going the way it's going. Got a bunch of people that are, they don't care about being good, and they practice not being good people every day, and they make sure to go out into the world and see it. That's why you could, that's why the world is not a safe place. And so I just want what's entitled to good, I want what's entitled for good people. That's all I want. I don't, and then I would do the same if I were running the channel. I would think the same thing. So if it means that if what's entitled to good people on your channel is only having 22 people in your chat, then that's one thing. Or if it's 22 people or 22,000 or 22 million, but I just try to focus on being good, and whatever comes of that comes of it. But and I get that it's about networking and stuff, but like, why network with?
No, Emmanuel, I'm learning.
Yeah, like, why network with people that like I said, it's just the name, the beef sector. Like, it's just like it's like
it was like the name itself. I don't like it.
Well, I mean, it's just like
because it you walking into some.
Yeah, like the nature of the existence of that sector sounds like it's just fighting. Like, it's like Fight Club. Like, you can't walk in the Fight Club and be like, "Hey, I want to have a conversation." Somebody gonna punch your ass in the face and be like
that. You know that you got me. Hold on, I'm done. You know what? I deserve exactly what I got. I came over here crying, Emmanuel, but God works in. Let me tell you something. God works in mysterious ways, and God knows. That's why He brought you. He brought you here. I needed to hear that, and I needed some. You made it plain. Say what you just said again. I get it.
Well, it's like Fight Club. If you walk in the Fight Club and be like, "Hey, I'm here to have a conversation," they're gonna be like, "Motherfucker, this is Fight Club," and they're gonna punch you in the face.
Punch in the mouth. I can't get upset. Right.
Right. Like, this isn't Talk Club. This is Fight Club. That'd be like that's like that'd be like if I showed my black ass up at a Klan rally and was like, "Hey, how y'all doing?" They gonna turn around and be like, "Nigga, do you know where you at?" What you mean, how you doing? You about to be doing real bad. Get your black ass out of here. Like, it's one thing if God comes to me in the middle of the night and says, "Hey, Manuel, I want you to go to a Klan rally and find this specific Klansman and
on here, that God has let, and those things have turned out just fine."
Well, right. If he says, "I want you to pluck this person out of darkness," and I know this is somebody that you would probably never rub elbows.
You know what?
I know this is somebody that you would never rub elbows with, but I need you to do this for me. That's one thing. But you don't just show up someplace and not, think you're gonna get a good outcome when you don't have that. Like, I don't, like I said, you can't show up at Fight Club trying to talk. You gotta find some people that like to talk. Like, have you ever heard of Speaker's Corner?
I'm still at it.
Oh.
No, because I'm a visual person, and I'm just visualizing myself skipping down like in my head to the channel or whatever. Yay, hey, I'm just gonna say hi everybody. And I was listening. I was like, damn, yeah, I was screwed from the beginning. Hey, Dora. I love you, Dora. I'm glad you're going to church on this Sunday, and all of you ladies, okay, and gentlemen, okay, yeah. I'm taking my baby to church. I'm not. I'm having church right here. But go ahead.
Yeah, but it's like, I was a kid, and I was goofy little, happy kid, and there was like a bunch of little bullies on my block when I was a kid, and I had some candy one day, and I thought, I'm gonna go up the street and make friends. And my cousin was telling me, like, you better stay away from the little knuckleheads up the corner because they're not cool. And I skipped my dumb ass up the street and got beat up. Took my candy, ripped my shirt, kick my ass and shit. And I was like, hey, what's wrong with these old people? And my cousin's like, I told you not to take your dumb ass up there.
And you had no candy left, not even a wrapper, did you?
Yeah. I learned real quick. Like, I won't be doing that shit again. And, that was kind of like an analogy for life. But what I was saying is, like,
How
have
old
you
were
ever
you
heard?
when that happened, though?
What's that?
How
I
old were
was
you when?
probably about 7 or 8.
See, my mama, I
Mhm.
was adopted. Like, I'm not
Mhm.
trying to be funny. She didn't let me get. My mama was like, even if I got a scratch or whatever, it wasn't a
Mhm.
scratch. Like, she made everything like nothing harmed me. She
Yeah.
hurt me by protecting me like that.
Well, yeah, I think that's the dilemma to all
And
parents.
let me rephrase that, because don't y'all come from my mom. My mama did a great job. But what I'm saying is that I think well, from finding my biological side, she did that she knew that there was things
Mhm.
that the family did that she's like, when she get older and understand, that's gonna hurt her. So I want to protect her. So I didn't have regular
Oh,
like how you did. She didn't let me go nowhere. My mom was everywhere. I was like, damn,
yeah.
like
Well,
you just why you fought. Can I use the bathroom? No. Like she was everywhere. Like she just
well, I mean, to have children is every parent has their personal dilemma about how far you go with protecting their children. So I would never judge anybody or talk crazy about that because I'm.
you know damn well my mama did not have to wait outside the damn bathroom and didn't nobody else live inside that
Well,
house. Mama was doing
but
way too much.
but you don't know what her experience was. You don't
No, what
know.
her experience was, to keep it real, that she knew that to keep it real that people were trying to kidnap me. So
Mhm. Exactly. So
exclusive. Yeah.
she was standing guard. That's
But I'm
that's
like, damn, mama, why you ain't let nobody know that lady was trying to kidnap me?
well,
Sure.
because she didn't want you to live
She
with
didn't want me
constant
to know
terror.
that I was adopted.
Yeah. Well, yeah, maybe, she didn't want you to deal constantly with things that would, mess with mess with your mentals. And she was being hyper vigilant.
She
All
was,
parents.
have mama back. You better take care. You better have mama back. Mama gonna whoop
Yeah.
y'all. She gonna whoop
Uh,
my ass if I keep talking. I'm sorry, mama. I'm just.
yeah. So nah, I would never, that's a sign of good parent to me. If you're not constantly fighting, most parents want to keep their kids in a damn controlled bubble and, not let anything happen to them. So I can totally understand that. But, it's a balance for everyone. But you
My
don't.
my father. The thing, and I remember the kids were so cruel, Emmanuel, when I went to school. They were so
Mhm.
cruel because everybody else had like brothers and sisters, and I didn't. But I had like
Mhm.
8 dogs,
Mhm.
At least they didn't say
Yeah.
I smelled like dogs, but but I had
Yeah.
dogs though. That's all I had. That was my
Yeah.
family was dogs.
Yeah. Oh,
But I
kids are
trained all
cruel. Yeah.
all of
Yeah, kids are cruel. I think we all get picked on and, do a little picking as kids. It's kind of
Yeah,
how
but if
you.
you got cousin JoJo saying, okay, the next time little Ricky come up and he try to trip you when you tie your shoe, I didn't have that. I didn't
Yeah.
have that. I didn't have
Mhm.
that. So I was blinded. I didn't, my mom was like, oh, my mom wanted to beat up 5-year-olds. Like, lady, you can't do that. Like, you tall and big. You can't be beating up. It didn't hit the same.
Shit.
But
My
she was
teacher
a
came.
beast. I'm not saying she didn't protect me, but I rejected it because I'm like, this lady's trying to beat up a 5-year-old. And I was
Hey,
5, but still she big. Like, why you be?
look.
But now let somebody, I be infant, I mess with my kids. No.
Listen, it was when my daughter was about 8 or 9.
Oh.
This little boy was always calling us this badass little kid, and he was, he had a horrible reputation. He was cussing teachers out, but he had he's for whatever reason got focused on my daughter, and he was calling her a black bee, right? So my daughter was coming home crying about it, and I tried to go up to the school, and I was like, He was about 8 too. They were, they
You
were
better
both.
be glad I wasn't his shit. I'd have smacked the
Oh,
shit out of his
well,
ass.
see, well, here's the thing. So I went up to the school, and I'm telling them about it, and they're, oh, we're gonna talk to him, blah blah blah. It kept happening, right? So I showed up at school one day, and he goes to a daycare center right across the street from the school, so that the lady would come pick him up and about 4 or 5 other little kids and walk them across the street. So I was like, I'm gonna give these people a chance to, stop this from happening, because I told the principal, I said, hey, this is a hostile environment for my daughter, and and then he's calling her something that he shouldn't be calling her, and that's not gonna happen. My daughter's not gonna live in fear and be embarrassed or get bullied or whatever. I said, you're supposed to provide her with a safe
Yeah,
learning space. So
it's for a
right.
safe place.
Right. So they didn't
Yeah.
take care of it, in a timely fashion. So I caught his little ass when he was walking across the street with
Oh,
that
no,
lady. And I
wait,
said, let
wait
me
a minute.
tell you
Hold on.
something. I said, let me tell you something, you little motherfucker. I don't know where you learned that from. I said, probably somebody in your house, your mom and dad, but my daughter ain't no black bee. I was like, and if you call her that again, I'm gonna kick your little ass. I said, and then I said, and if you don't like it, you can tell your dad and your mom, they can come up here and I'll kick their ass too. I mean, I probably shouldn't have threatened a little
Why
kid like that, but
why you threaten that a little bit?
because I knew he would come home. I knew he would go home and tell his parents,
Yeah, no, I'm being
and either they
sarcastic.
would,
But what happened for that? Did the parents say anything, or
yeah, yeah. Like
what
I,
happened?
chopped it up with the dad, and he was looking at, like, at first, it was a little tense at first, but I was like, you got to get your son. I was like, I don't know what kind of issue he's going through, but he ain't, he ain't finna, he's not finna make a habit of picking on my daughter, and
And
I don't
he
know what the
called
hell
your
wrong with
baby
his ass.
girl a what?
A black bee.
So I'm just going to be an ass and assume that he was white.
No, actually, it was a little black boy.
Oh, okay. So he was a little shit. Okay.
Right. And I was like, I don't know what the hell his problem is,
Because
or what,
let me be quiet. When you got black
exactly.
people to do stuff like that, like
Hmm.
yeah, I would have told I whooped his ass too.
Right. And of course I wasn't going, it really came down to it. I wasn't going to put my hands on the little boy, but
I just
I
stacked up
did
a
that.
couple of kids around this motherfucker. And they mamas be like, "Thank you, Miss Nicole. I'm so glad he just so hard head." His mama when he was born, he was dry. Ma'am, look. If that little nigga bring his ass over here and try to touch my daughter's ass again, I'm going to but I said, but I'm a body slam him on top of my Bible. I have a really big Bible, and I'm gonna pray all over him and everything and send his ass home. Don't touch my daughters. That is for entertainment purposes only. Nicole has not slammed or body slammed anybody's children. Go ahead, honey.
Right. Yeah, well, that was why I just wanted to, because I obviously he wasn't getting the message, so I figured maybe he remember in life about how he got threatened by, someone.
I'm sure he still remembers to this day.
Right, because I had somebody teach me lessons like that when I was a kid. I never, yeah, I had. So I was like, yeah, man, you gotta stop doing that. And so then, I wasn't gonna do nothing to him. Now his dad, on the other hand, because that was the tail end of the conversation, I told him too. I was like, I'm not gonna do nothing to you. I'm gonna beat your dad up.
But look, hold on, wait, Kermit. Okay, hold on. Wait, were you physically bigger than the dad?
Oh no, his dad was taller than me.
Oh, he was
okay,
but like okay. So because men and women is like different. So like, does it matter if the man's taller than you or?
Oh no, I don't care.
Like who was like did the dad show up? You like, holy shit, this man looked like he about to thump me on top. Like, be honest.
Oh no, because I was ready. Like I can take it. Yeah, I can take ass whooping, or I can give one. And me, I'm. Like I said, I'm not gonna stop at the ass whooping if I can't. I'm old school. My mom told me if you can't whoop them with your hands, go get a rock. If you can't whoop them with a rock, go get a stick. If you can't get a stick, go get a fucking rocket launcher. So I'm coming. If it's about my kids, other stuff that I fight about or whatever, I can fight, take ass whooping, give one, and walk away from it. But when it comes to my kids, yeah, you might have to fuck around and kill me, because I'm gonna keep coming back with shit, and I'm gonna come back with other people, and I'm not gonna let it ride when it comes to my kids. So that's what I was telling them. I was like, yeah, you're gonna have to stop your son from doing what he's doing, because if not, we're gonna have a bunch of problems.
See,
and they're
I'm
going to be.
like you, because I didn't gotten so many, because I didn't pop a couple of, like, you know, but the parents didn't get mad. I'm like, I'm sorry, you're not gonna. Oh, they was doing what? Yeah, they was doing that. Oh well, they didn't beat the shit out the kid in front of my house. I was like, oh well, I told you, get your ass in here, shit.
Yeah, well, these children, like, these days, like that kid was, he had already, like, he had beat this other kid up, and the kid had seizures.
Oh
So
wow.
he hit the kid, and the kid had a seizure. So he could have, killed this kid.
Yeah, he's unfortunately at that time a little liability.
Yeah, well, and it's, I felt bad for the kid. I don't know what he was going through or whatever, but I couldn't allow that to play out to the detriment of my
Oh,
own child.
well, something was wrong with his retarded ass. He would have got his ass whooped. I would have threw his like I would have dragged him right by his earlobe all the way up to the principal office. Yeah, come get this motherfucker. No.
Yeah, that's what I was so mad at the school. I was like, well, why is he even here if he's doing stuff like that? Or why is he not in a separate class or, isolated from people where he should, get some really intense one-on-one help? Like, I'm not.
Oh, Lord. I am so sorry, God. Please forgive me. I'm sorry for cursing. Oh, Lord. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but these, like, but even, I try to, because I have four daughters, and they all have different personalities. Of course, they're not all the same. And trying to, I mean, my three oldest, they just do what they do. I mean, they're adults. I mean, I can't control them anymore.
Yeah, mine's are grown too.
But I got my little baby here. She been challenging me. She been challenging me back. Yeah. Talk about mama. I don't know, why didn't people on your YouTube channel waking me up? What? She was like, you need to tell them to respect you. I was like, well, go to sleep.
She's looking out for you.
Mm-hmm. The wisdom out of babes, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's good. And she knows early to make people respect her. That's, that was a big thing about that I wanted to teach my daughters, learn to make people respect you early on.
Forever Lisa, I want you to come up here. You don't even realize. Come up here real quick. What does it say? You don't have to be up here that long. You can, and if you can't, I understand. When you tell God your plans, right? He always finds a way to change things up. And I think that I wanted some things to go a certain way, because it seems like it was like to me in my brain that it was easier, but I actually made it a more difficult path.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So, I was just like, I don't know, in my head, I'm like, don't nobody want to hear about people being adopted over here. Like, I mean, I feel like that shit gets set, like it's heavy. It's a lot of emotion, but nobody that ever came to me, I ever felt like they were in regard. If I could replace what I'm experiencing now, I would replace it with that, because at least it was a gift that was given, that was respected.
Right. And that it was a positive, probably I'm sure everything that you got from it was positive. And that's another thing. Like, you should look to stuff that's positive. It's another thing I try to beat into my kids, is that when you do stuff, try to just do positive stuff. Do stuff that, at the end of the day, you're going to feel glad that you did it, and you're going to take something good away from it, because if you're, again, you're constantly practicing negative stuff or doing stuff that's not kind of edifying you or, satisfying you in a good way, not like that, but, something good, then, why be engaged in it? You should, life's too short to, to be involved with miserable people, miserable things, or any of that. So, I mean, if you were helping people and it, you felt good coming away from it, yeah, I mean, I said I'd rather be doing that than involving in, again, like I said, involving yourself in something called the beef sector where people are
Mhm.
just hollering and fighting and doing all kind of negative shit every day. Like it just seems like, it just seems like that's the place where, like, what is the purpose of the beef sector?
To beef.
Right.
Exactly what's
So,
for.
right. So it's like all you just fighting for, just fighting for the sake of fighting. And
You
then,
know, and
and then it's not even yeah, well, it's not even a fun, like, you know, when I was little, we had like a little community center around the corner from my house. And so the guy taught boxing there, and what he would try to teach us too is like, if y'all have a
Mm,
beef, instead of letting it spill out into the street, come in there and put the gloves on the fight,
right.
and then shake hands as men and leave it there. Don't take it out into the street, because that's how people get hurt. And it's like, even like with this beef sector thing, like I could see if it was like the gym when we were boxing, you go in there and there's rules and you have your little beef or whatever, and then after that you click off and leave it alone. But it seems to me like they, the putting people's information and attacking kids
Yeah,
and showing up at people's
yeah, like,
houses, like that's
no.
off the, that's taking it
I
offline and
ran
taking it too
track,
far.
so like, or in all the stuff that we did down here in Manual,
Hmm.
like if no, they was like they would the school or something. Somebody will find out, they'll drag your ass in. Like, let's see how hard you are. And you guys got 1 week to train, and who will run the fastest. And of course, I used to beat all them young immature people, or they wouldn't show up
Hmm.
or whatever. They called me Happy Feet or something. Somebody told me. I'm like, oh, how y'all had a name for me? I didn't even know.
Hmm.
But I ran
Hmm.
real fast back then. That was
Hmm.
back then though. But yeah, man,
Yeah, but
that's sad though. I feel, but not really. Change gotta come eventually. If it ain't working, it ain't working. Um,
well, I think, like I said, you want to have conversations with people, but you,
I
you should
really
find,
do. Is that wrong?
no, you should find, okay, like as an example, I think, have you ever heard of Speaker's Corner?
No.
When you get the chance, Google and check it out. So, Speaker's Corner is this place in London, and it's a park. I think it's Hyde Park, but they call it Speaker's Corner. All these people from all over London meet in that park to have conversations, and they discuss everything: religion, philosophy, race, technology, pretty much, anything that you could ever want to discuss under the sun. But it's called Speaker's Corner for that reason, because you go there to debate and speak to people and bounce ideas off people and maybe change your perspective, or change somebody else's perspective. But they go there with the understanding that, hey, I want to talk to people, I want to gain different perspectives, I want to debate people, and I want it to be understood that it's done in an environment where I just want to learn and talk and debate. I don't want to go here and beef. Like I said, it's not called Beefer's Corner where you show up with knives and bats and you bash each other brain. It's Speaker's Corner, and I would use that analogy, like you have to find your Speaker's Corner. You have to find some people that want to have conversations, and
I love you, Emmanuel. Thank you. I
eh,
know
you too.
God sent you to tell me this today. Well, you always been here, but I'm just saying, the way you're.
Yeah, like I
I
want
mean,
you to, like
okay.
I want you to Google that afterwards and watch some of the videos. Speaker's Corner in Hyde Park, London. That's what they do. They stand there and they talk about religion, they talk about race, and everybody that goes there, and there are all kinds of, the Jews are there, black people are there, Christians,
And
atheists.
they don't fight
No, they fight. They debate. They have really intense debates.
like you.
But they don't fight. There's no, like they don't have
That's how
situations.
YouTube used to. That's how YouTube was back then.
Well, right. It was like a speaker's corner. But
It changed and it turned into violence and doxing and.
well, yeah. Well, I think that the people that really wanted to conversate like you kind of fell back, because they recognize that there are people out there that don't really want to conversate. They want to fight
Right.
and
Yeah, they
fight
don't. Yeah,
themselves.
they want to play games and they want to drag you on and they want to just like embarrass you. Like it's easy to to embarrass somebody, but no. Let's get on the floor and let's have a real serious debate, facts versus facts.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want that type of challenge.
Well, yeah, I think you just, as you're wandering the YouTube streets, you might need to find your speaker's corner and not,
Look it up, Sandra. Look it up, sis. Look it up.
you might want to, it's like these great debate halls are, they have places like that all over the world, but they're, it's called the speaker's corner. So, if you hear that term, you'll know, but yeah,
Okay.
you need to find your speaker's corner because those are people that want to have conversations. That they be welcoming you, they be looking for you. Like, oh, that's
Like
cool.
they
That's
ready.
Nicole.
Like, oh, what you want to say? Come over here, look.
Right, right. Come on in and talk. It's not.
Yeah,
It's
what's
like I
up?
said earlier. There's speakers. You looking for speaker's corner, but you going to Fight Club.
Right, you're right. This is the best at that. Like for real, that's how no guys for you to help for my brain to be able to receive and understand what it is. You're right. I've been going into, regardless of whatever YouTube was, it's not it. The speaker's corner died a long time ago. It's not.
Right, right.
And even if and like you said, but I don't even know if you peep game. You said the outskirts part ain't gonna work neither. It's too close to it's too close to that too. I need to hear that, like for real.
Yeah. You just, you need to find your speaker's corner. It's just like that, that park I was telling you about as a kid where they had the community center, fond memories of that place when I was a kid. Used to be a safe place, but like I drive by there now, fucking cesspool. It's a bunch of gang members and drug addicts and there's needles everywhere, and it breaks my heart because I was like, man, I had a lot of fond memories of this place when I was a kid, and this was a safe haven, but now it's just not. I would take my kids there when I was, when they were little, but it's not any place. It's a park, and it's no place for kids, and that's weird because a park is, you usually associate families and kids to parks.
With a park, yeah.
Right. So that's not a safe place. It's if you wanted to take your kids someplace, it wouldn't be there, and it's kind of like that with the whole debating thing. People that like to debate and have conversations should be around other debaters and people that like to conversate, not some of these people, like I said, stop.
Now let me ask you this, Emmanuel. Now there's rules like so if I get around people that like to debate, are the rules like kind of the same if we agree that we are like are the rules going to be basically the same, or do rules need to be established?
Yeah, well, I think from what I've watched, I've watched lots of different debates, and the speaker's corner, they determine their own rules a lot of times. They have basic rules like, certain. Well, like, I've seen certain debates where the guys are like, well, I don't care if you cuss and call me an asshole and we get a little disrespectful. That doesn't bother me. And then I've, seen some people that debate and they're like, hey, if you start cursing or in any way start, attacking on a personal level, then I'm going to disengage with you and we're not going to have that conversation. So people go based on their personalities. I think that's a smart thing because, when people start hollering over each other and you start attacking each other on a personal level, that kind of takes from the debate. And then it does, just like
because it negates from the whatever you're discussing.
Yeah, like when I watch debates, I sit there with my notebook sometimes in my notepad because I'll hear stuff and I'll jot that down and be like, oh, okay, that's cool. I need to look that up later, information or whatever. I had, I was listening to two people and they were debating the Council of Nicaea. You ever heard it? That, where they supposedly sat down and determined what books would be in the Bible and
I'm just now like kind of under like even taking accountability psychologically that the Bible that I was raised on could even have even a chance. You know what I'm saying? I'm on that journey, but I didn't know it was called. So the different books are called Nicaea.
Well, no, the Council of Nicaea was it was where the different religious leaders got together, and I think they, they made some determinations as to what what books would be in the Bible or what they would canonize. I mean, I'm not an expert on it. I'm, I'm
I mean, I
reading
was
myself,
sorry to
but
hear that. I don't know, but hold on. I'll say this. I see. I never heard it called that, but I will say, I heard another way that it was put. It was completely different. And is that Hebrew? It might be Hebrew. That the word Nicaea, is it Nicaea?
could very well be.
It could be Hebrew. We need to figure
Or
out what the definition of or look it up and see what it
well,
means.
and it could even be. I heard the original language that God spoke was called Aramaic.
Yeah, it was yes, it was
And,
oh Lord, darn, God, please help me. It was Aramaic.
mhm,
Oh, there's 3 different languages that was spoke, and I feel so
right,
bad. I mean, and I used to knew it on the top of my head, but if you don't use it, you lose it.
right.
There was Aramaic. It's not Jewish because that's the people.
Mhm. Well, it'll come to you. It'll come to you. But getting back to that whole debate thing, I think it's good when you establish rules, because there are plenty of debates that I've heard that were going really well, and I was jotting down all kinds of information and stuff, and then they started hollering and personally attacking each other, and it derailed it, and I was
Greek.
like, oh man, what's that?
Greek. Okay, I wish I would at least said one of them out loud because it's gonna look like I cheated. Greek,
Mm-hmm.
biblical Hebrew, which is a difference, I guess, from regular Hebrew, and biblical Aramaic. Yes, those are
Okay.
the 3 languages that were spoken in the Bible. And
Okay.
the word Bible is not in
Mhm.
the Bible. That is a word that was made up. Did you know that?
Well, yeah, that and just
Mhm.
and I heard that in debate, and just like somebody was talking about, and I found this out when I was like 30, listening to a debate, like Africa wasn't, that its original name was a Kibulon, but
I
I
haven't
guess
heard
that,
about that, but I know my
yeah,
sister would know. She knows a lot of history about. No, I didn't know that.
yeah. I guess the Greek named it Africa or something, but that's what I said. I learned that from these debates. That's, to me, that's
Yeah,
how debates should be. It should be, you should
where you
present a
learn.
source of, right. Well, and you should present a source of information while you're debating, and there should be rules, and you should be able to debate people without calling them out of their name and personally attack. Now,
You're
every
right.
now and then that will happen because that's passion. People that are passionate about something, every now and then it'll, it might get out of
That's
hand a little
me.
bit, but for the
Yeah,
most
that's
part.
me. If I feel like I'm pushed into a corner, you know, and I'm trying to explain a bunch of cuss words. I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm going to be working on
Well,
that, but
right. But if you're, but like I said, like in that speaker's corner environment, people understand that, because they're debaters and they understand, okay, things are going to get a little bit passionate when we're going back and forth. But
I've gotten to some. Oh my God, ain't no debate like being at the bar after everybody lost all their damn money, or somebody that won a big jackpot and you sitting back waiting for. I've been on both sides, the loser. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been here and lost like I'm not talking about like a couple of $100. I'm talking about like losing like 10 grand, 5,000. And you get some of the most educated conversations that I had. People start spilling all the beans. And that's how I started to learn about how white folk and how they think about, us and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? When they lose
yeah,
all their money or if they win and, and they be looking for something to attach themselves to, and if they do win money, they'll reject you or whatever. But I realized during that period, and with certain, not all, that some would try to use you like a pawn to make them feel justified why
well,
they lost their money, or make
that's,
them feel justified why they did win it. Like they had to provide me with some type of
well,
excuse.
early on, like when you were talking about going on that person's panel and you didn't, people said that he was racist, but you didn't think he was. You know, uh,
Well,
you need to
Emmanuel,
be.
I did go on there. I have a personal experience with him. I don't want you to be in the dark. And he has never mistreated me. Now, yeah, has he roasted me and shit like that based on beef sector? But he's never been like violent or whatever. Never doxed me or nothing like that.
But why did he roast you though?
It was just a joke back and forth. But it wasn't like, but we talking about back then, like, okay, he would, he still had old little, maybe I'm even saying it the wrong thing. Maybe it's not even a roast. He would make fun of me because my, I don't know if you hear it, my smoke detector battery.
Mm-hmm.
And then like, you telling me you can't get that, you can't, move that smoke detector or get a brand new update that, it's not something bad.
But that's been considered like a recent racial trope or joke with black folks, right? Like there's
What,
this
that
whole
we don't
thing about
change batteries?
that black folks, you can always hear our battery
But how
needs to
can
be
that be a
changed.
black person's thing if we don't change the batteries in our smoke detector?
Well, it could or could not be. There's a lot
And
of
you know
people
what?
that don't.
Because okay, hold on. For me, because it's in a different part of the house and it's chirping and stuff, like
Mm-hmm.
because I have my security system and it has
Mm-hmm.
if one goes out, like it's like they talk to each other, like, or whatever. But I gotta get,
Mm-hmm.
but once it's brought to my attention, I can hear it consistently. Or if I go back and listen while I'm recording,
Mm-hmm.
because I had them come in here and fix the batteries, but there's the main one all the way and it's in a vaulted ceiling. No, but whatever. But I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know that. So you're saying that's a black thing? No, I have white friends
Well,
and they can't reach up there to get it changed neither. And the landlords and stuff or whoever maintenance, they're not coming out to rush when you have a whole system. If the other ones, if you got a chirp, they're not gonna come. It's when like gets louder,
right. Well,
So are you telling me they're saying that's a black thing?
mm-hmm. Yeah, and what I
Wow.
would just say is to be careful because a lot of
Wow.
racism can present in a lot of different ways.
But why can't
And
it just be the people that don't change the people that don't give a F about the beeping in the background? Why it
my
gotta be like a
my
okay.
point exactly.
Oh, okay.
Like I was I had a neighbor across the street, and he's a
Now
white
you
guy.
really got me self-conscious. Let me see if I can rip no.
Well, so I get this neighbor across the street, right, and he's a white dude, and some of the neighbors play music loud. It's no big deal. That's a common thing with neighbors. People like to enjoy their music loud. But he's always like, he comes over and he's like, they're always playing that Mexican music loud
Oh,
because they're Mexican
okay.
people. And I'm like, that kind of let me, kind of perked my ears up or whatever. And I thought he'd probably racist because why would you say Mexican music? You just say those people just keep playing their music loud. Why did you have to draw the distinction of, what kind of people they were and what kind of music they were playing? If that kind of shit didn't matter to you, if it was just purely about the music, you'd just say, "Oh, those people keep playing their damn music loud." I don't care if it's Beethoven or rap or Mexican music. Period. The fact that it's loud is to irritate me. But he's like, they keep playing that damn Mexican music loud, and I'm like, all right,
But
I don't care. Get your
that
racist
Mexican
ass
music
across the
do
street.
NWA Mexican music hit different versus most art being loud. Oh no.
Well, but I mean, loud
Yeah,
music
no,
is
I
loud
get you.
music if you're
I'm
yeah. So, but my thing is like, some people would be like, "Oh, well, he's just mad about the music being loud," and I'm like, "Yeah, he's mad about the music being loud, but he's also mad that that those folks in Mexican
How do
that
we
that."
decipher like if they're just being mad because of if it would have been any kind of music versus if it's being racism? And I think that
Well,
I might
because
don't
the
understand all that.
because the fact that he drew distinction that it was Mexican people playing Mexican music loud, he could have just said, they're Well, like for instance, you know, that little boy, you know what I'm saying, when he called, you know, he didn't just call my daughter a B, you know, he called her a black B word, which, you know, somebody ignorant in his house had to be, you know, telling him that, and, you know, attaching bad, you know, the blackness to that too.
Right, black, yeah, black is bad.
And the
Right.
same thing with with him saying that they keep playing that damn Mexican music loud and they're Mexican or whatever. If it's just about loud music, then keep it at that. You know, the fact that he drew distinction to race or whatever, or their,
But would it
ethnicity.
be the same if it was Christian music played and everybody was getting saved?
If that person were saying, well, they keep playing that damn Christian music loud or whatever, then maybe do you have a problem with Christians, or do you just have a problem with
Yeah,
loud
right.
music?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. That's the part that I get lost at. Like, is it
Well,
just, you know what I'm saying? Is it an
well,
isolated thing, or is it just?
no, just listen. I just listen for, I listen to how people talk, and I listen to what they draw distinction to. And like I've been around white people before, and when they start drawing distinction to certain things, that's when you're like, oh, here comes the race conversation with them, or they got, they're gonna have some kind of beef about, something black folks are doing. And I'm not saying that, you can't have conversations with people about race, but you have to make sure that it's like I said at that speaker's corner, when people, you go there and have a conversation about race, that somebody is there and, generally trying to have a conversation. And that's
So
not to
who's
say
the
that they might not
mediator?
be
Is the
racist.
mediator just between the people?
No, it's just people. There's no mediator. It's just a bunch of people that
And
show up at
and is Speaker's Corner from the UK?
Yeah, it's in Hyde Park.
I was involved in that, didn't even realize, because a lot of the people that I used to have debates with went before YouTube had all this stuff. They were actually from the UK, and we ended up loving on each other and all kinds of stuff. It was like, damn, you got me, she said, oh, you got me, or all right, or whatever, and I got dog walk too, but it was with education though.
Yeah, they talk about.
It wasn't like, yo, my mama fatter than yours, and like it wasn't some stupid ignorant stuff.
Yeah. Well, typically, it's for people that want to debate. They show up wanting to talk, so it's just a bunch. Just like people, you show up to play basketball at the park, and you just go up there with your basketball and put your shoes on, and you hope that other people are going to show up, and that usually happens because you get a bunch of guys that want to play basketball.
From the UK, they know how to date. I don't want to say you people, because I'll probably get dog walk on that one. People from the that's probably wrong too. UK debates, very stimulating, I'll say.
Yeah. Well, I think it's just, they got to.
And a lot of people, from my experience that I've heard, even in the beef sector, I've had to tell people, like, no, they're from the United Kingdom. They don't talk like how we talk down here in the United States. They already sound to us that are not knowledgeable of them. They come off like they're rude, and they're not. They're just talking.
Well, don't get it twisted that, the people from the UK can be kind of snarky and arrogant. Not, that's not to say that they can't. They're not perfect.
No, I'm not saying that. But you're correct. But but there was a lady. She was just talking. Let me just say this. She was just talking, and I had to break down kind of somewhat of a little form of culture things. Whatever they speak very. Who is this? Oh my goodness! Did you hear your baby was crying? Hold on. Hi, Uncle. Correct.
Well, hello there, Nicole. Good morning to you.
You must have seen. I ran like a little punk off of Jason's bag crying. Did you see it?
No, I didn't see it.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't.
Okay.
But if you were crying, I'll spank them for you. No, it's so interesting, like you said, and the gentleman there, I don't know his name, but
his name is Emmanuel. That is my main man. Emmanuel Briggs. Yes, we love him around. He's a good guy.
Hey.
He don't come on like that.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too, sir. Like you said, I'm looking at your title, Rejection is God's Protection. maybe sometimes we do need rejection so that we can sit back and think about life itself. Nicole, YouTube, the world, and all that stuff has changed. People, to me, are more, I don't know, self-centered. They want to belong to a group, but sometimes the groups that we want to belong to aren't the type of groups we need to be at or be in. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Debating is a beautiful thing when you can keep it to a minimum of cursing, trying to show up a person to say things that are factual rather than fictional, or saying things that'll hurt another person. You know,
that's the part that I have a difficult part about, because in the B sector, what I have got into, it's okay if the person is lying, and because they speak better in regards to whatever, if this person has more followers or there's more people, or like it's based on groupthink or whatever, nobody cares about, like in that instance, it doesn't seem anybody cares about that truth.
Right. Nobody cares about the truth anymore. And it seems as if the world is basing fact on lies, and instead of going to check the facts out, they'll sit up there. Some of them will accept it and run with it. Like I try to tell people, you listen to a story, and at the story they said, and they live happily ever after. People don't live happily ever after in the real life. You still got bills to pay. You got rent. You got health issues. You got all that. No one lives happily ever after. There's no such thing as utopia. We can want a utopia, but there's always going to be differences in opinion, how it should be ran, who should be the leader, who should be the follower, who should provide, and who should just sit on their butts and do nothing. And that's what I look at. I'm like you, YouTube has changed so drastically that it's hard to find a place where you can go and have a decent debate without all the name calling and without all the cursing and everything else. Right. Even in our presidential elections, even the news media says they get down and dirty. They bring up something that, they're attacking that person or doing something like that. And when we hear other people in a debate attacking people, then that brings us as ordinary people, when we try to have a debate, we should do like that candidate did, attack that person. No, you don't attack a person. You attack the idea. Right. That's what I look at.
Hello?
Yes, I'm still here.
I was waiting for I'm letting you speak. Okay.
And like I said, if you ran off crying, that's okay, because I ran off panels crying too. So there's no shame, as they say in the game. But you have to be able to be strong, get your facts straight, go back and get in there. You don't have to, like you said, you don't have to listen to them curse. If they start cursing, we can always drop off. That doesn't make you a coward or make you a runner or a track star, as they say on these YouTube streets. It's just that you don't want to hear it. That's all. You don't want to hear that type of language.
Oh, shoot. Emmanuel got disconnected. Hopefully
he'll be back.
Yeah.
But I liked his point of view, and I was interested in that English, that UK over there debate, where they debate in the park.
And you know what? When he said that, I was like, wow, I was really taken back, because the people that I used to have debates, like majority of the debates, and these were difficult, but they were so educational. I remember preparing myself and writing everything down or whatever. And this was before YouTube had the live stream. You had to upload it. So right. And then you would have to get approval from the other person if they would accept it, so, and that's still kind of in me just a little bit, but the more I try to go and speak to people, I don't even be mad at the other person. They just might have an opinion of someone else that I love and care about. I gotta bounce if you know what I'm saying. If the opinion doesn't stand,
Well,
it makes it just too. I can't be. It don't work. No matter how you try to. I can't.
It doesn't work for them.
I can't.
It doesn't work for them. It doesn't work for them because, believe it or not, even in a relationship, you're gonna fall out with your mate. But here's the thing of it: you should be able to get together as a unit and agree to disagree. A lot of people don't want to agree on anything. You got people out there that'll just they're right and nothing else is wrong. Nothing else is what it is. You know, I had a person tell me I may not be right, but I'm never wrong. Figure that out.
Well, I mean, you're not God, but okay. You feel like that.
See, there's my point right there. So if you would get in a debate with them about that, they would probably go off into something different. Can you tell me?
I would just shut them. I would totally try to. Okay, sorry, Nicole, my phone is acting up. Might come back up a little while. Going to make me something to eat, and I'll be listening. All right, thank you, my love.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, let's have a debate about that subject. You know, why do you that's what I'm. You can start a debate on any subject or anything, right?
Let me tell you, like what in some. I believe I was telling Emmanuel. I said I think my timing is impeccably wrong when it comes to this YouTube stuff. Or whatever. And I went on over there with because Kiki was over there. You know the pretty girl Kiki, the little pretty little
yes.
I went over there and I was like, oh, she over there, you know. Oh, there's some few people over here. Let me go over here and fuck, you know. Let me go over here and fuck with Jay.
Yeah, go ahead on, honey. It's your platform.
You know, get on me because I don't need to be cursing.
Well, yeah, and it is Easter Sunday. Oh, by the way, happy Easter.
Yes. Well, happy Resurrection.
Resurrection Day. Well, I just, you know how it is. We all do it differently and say things differently. So.
Well, praise God that we are together right now.
Yes, because, well, you know what I do on Sunday, so I got about a good 15 minutes, and then I'll be running over there and doing my.
Yeah, you're gonna do your gospel. Everybody go over and listen to Mr. Carruthers. He's gonna be playing gospel music, and please go over there. I don't have any moderators in here to drop your channel.
Well, that's okay, man. I'm like you. If it be 3 or 103, I'm just happy to be doing that for the people. So that's another thing. A lot of people don't get it. Why are you doing that when you know you're playing copyrighted music? It's because it's a joy that I have within me, because there are people that don't want to hear all that cussing and swearing out.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, we want to relax and go somewhere where you can relax and have a good time and just listen. You know, my chat, they'll get in there and I've had people that virtually curse each other out, but when they get over there, they're saying hi to each other, they're waving and throwing up hearts and stuff. So music is universal and it does bring people together at times. So that's what my point is.
That's what draws the in the sand. I told you, I play music and stuff like that. Yeah. But
and even when you,
I had different size of haters. They love you a lot more than they love me. So they found a weakness in me and they got me. So you play.
Well, honey, no, they don't love me a lot more. They love the voice. It's not, and I figured that out. I figured that out when I was 16 years old, all the way up until now. So what resonates with some people doesn't resonate with others. I have some people say that I sound like a frog in a hollowed out log or something, you know.
I love your voice. I like it.
Thank you.
It's common for me, It's common for me. I don't feel like I need to be looking over my shoulder.
Yeah. Well, some people, like I said, no matter what we do or what we say, there's always going to be, as they quote unquote say, haters in life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even in debating, they're going to hate that you come up with the facts. They're going to hate that you can speak eloquently. They're going to hate that you know, like I said, you know the facts and you're sticking to your guns. You're not, and it's not trying to persuade anybody. Like you said, it's just coming to a common ground. That's all. There's two things I've learned in life: never, ever, ever to discuss, and that's politics and religion.
That's because you know you used to go hang out at them good casinos and bars. You know you ain't supposed to talk about, and now you tell me if I'm lying because you know that's where I got in trouble. I forgot. You was not supposed to be talking about no religion and no politics and no bar because no matter if you are right, you will never win.
But don't get it twisted now. Even at the casino, they talk about religion and politics. You know, because I've been sitting down in a seat, and a guy would come up next to me wearing a mega hat, which we all know what that is, and then he'll look at me and say, "Oh, what do you think about Trump running for president this year?" I said, "Oh Lord, here we go." Because I'm an independent.
Somebody, but you won't get the bartender. Is not supposed to get into that type of conversation.
Well, no, bartenders aren't supposed to get into that, but in order to make their money and keep the liquor flowing, they have to listen to it.
Oh yes, they will.
Yeah. So there's a difference in getting into a conversation, working in a bar, than having a debate about it. A lot of people want to have a debate at the bar too about stuff. You know, they'll just to get that crowd around to see how you're going to react. So, and I, at my age, I've been everywhere. I've been in white bars, black bars, country western bars, and all that. And everybody runs and acts differently. Nobody is the same. I learned no two people are the same. Everybody doesn't think alike either. Even though we have things like racial prejudice that goes on even now. So you can talk to a person, and as long as it doesn't get, as we say, ignorant, or they try to insult you with your intelligence or say things that they're trying to make you feel low in life, you know, because like you were discussing about the fire thing going off, your smoke detector beeping all the time.
Yeah.
That is a way of saying that you're lazy and shiftless, because a lot of things about black people that were told out through history that they were lazy and shiftless, that they didn't want to do things. Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's all part of our history, even going back
all the way down to smoke detectors,
even down to smoke detectors, they will take the smallest things.
I'm really adopted because I ain't never heard that was that black people don't change their smoke detectors.
That's because we're supposed to be lazy and shiftless, which comes from previous sayings.
Is like extremely jumping, like, oh my God, I am oblivious to these type of thing. I know. Okay.
Did you know during World War II, when we fought war in Germany, that they were telling German people that black men had tails?
That black men had tails?
Like monkeys, yeah. That's another thing.
But we know that's not true. White people have tails.
Whoa, wait a minute now.
Huh?
What did you just say? What did you just say, dear?
That's not true. Black people African American people don't have tails, but white people, they be born with extra stuff in their tailbone. That's not a condition. That's not a condition that that's a white person's condition. That it's a bone thing or something. They grow tails though, and they cut it off. They cut it off of them when they babies.
Okay, so is it factual or is that
scoliosis and stuff? That's a white person.
Oh well, yeah. Well, can't black people have scoliosis?
But yes, black people can have scoliosis, but no, the tail and all that and that they ain't got none. No, black folks ain't had that unless they had a white daddy or a white mama or something. That's a genetic thing. That's white people's problems.
Well, what are our genetic problems?
Having 4C hair.
Listen to you. Listen to you.
Hey, that's a big problem. And it's expensive.
Yeah. No, I think our problem.
It don't stop them from walking and talking. It's just they have extra bone. That's why they don't have no ass. That's the truth.
I never heard that one.
The little ass that they do. Don't run now.
I never heard that one.
Shit, we just made it up today. Shit.
Oh yeah, that was made up because I sure finna go look at it.
You go tell everybody when you do your thing, and I told you I was gonna send you something. You gotta give me your Cash App so I can send you something. I told you when I got a little money, I wanted to bless you a little bit of your music.
Okay, dear. It's the same as my name, William Carruthers, Corruthers, and the Cash App is in front of my. See, that's another thing, another mistake I made, I think, but I really don't care. I came on here with my real name at first, and when I started on my music,
you did, because they can't hurt you.
Yeah, I mean, I came up here with my real name. I came up here with my face showing. I also, I connected with people being me. I didn't come up as an avatar. I wasn't ashamed of what I did because I tell people I lived my life. So I'm just trying to give people a little more knowledge of things the way I grew up compared to the way they grew up, because most of my audience, I know some of them young people there are maybe 50 years younger than I am. You see what I'm saying? 30 years, 40 years younger than I am. So me being this age and God's blessing me to get, hopefully next month, to get to be 73 years, that's a lot of time. Even for a person that's 50 years old, I was there 20 years before you were, and I probably changed your diapers.
That's May. Your birthday's in May.
May the 3rd, yes.
Your birthday is a day after God rest my mother's soul. My daddy's still older than you, though. He got you beat.
Yo.
by what, you'll be 74?
73.
So, okay, you'll be 73. Okay, so my dad I left my dad frozen in time, actually, what his age. But I believe my daddy probably be 70, because I froze him in time, because,
Oh, okay. Well,
you know what I'm saying? Like you say. But no, for real, my daddy would be 78. I believe.
Well, see, that's a blessing. That's a real blessing.
Dad good for his age.
There you go. See, and I just like now, I'm not saying I look good. I'm not gonna brag on myself, but I'm healthy.
And you don't have no old person voice where they be like, "Hey, Nicole."
I give it to the genes. I give it to my dad because he was a Jamaican and my mom was a Black American woman. So I give it to my parents' genes. My mom lived to be 90 something. My dad, he died at an early age though, because of the things that were going on around us we didn't know about. Like, he used to haul chemicals in barrels, and back then they didn't have the EPA to where people were breathing toxic germs and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
You're right. So him and my brother, really. So my oldest brother. So it's one of those things. Well, that's been so long ago, honey. I couldn't even pursue it, really. And really, it took my mom.
These class action lawsuits that's affecting our people in our community and stuff like that. Like, with perms, they rejected mine. But if you know anybody that has had cancer, if they Black, I don't care. I don't care. You let them know, contact or whatever. If they need the information, I can provide it. If they had cancer and they Black,
come
to and they use the perm,
Yeah.
That's really real. I talked to
Yeah.
a lawyer about it or whatever. They don't have one for us women that have fibroids, but hopefully that will come up too. Let me ask you a question because I know that you
Yeah, I got to run in a few seconds, dear. I am so sorry, but I will be back up with you again, to have good conversations and stuff because I love people with a level head and we can talk without all the well, you can curse, but I'm gonna
I want
remind you.
you to do me a favor and go and get caught up in my last couple of live streams, and I would love for you to chastise me, and I want you to critique me and tell me what I did wrong.
Okay, your live streams or were you
my
with
last
somebody?
couple of
Okay,
on here if you could.
okay, I will.
I want to improve. I want to improve myself.
Well, one thing, whatever you do, don't cry.
I can't help. I'm a Cancer.
I know I'm a Taurus. I'm a Taurus.
When
But
if I
here's
get too excited or if I
yeah.
get angry, I start crying. I've
Yeah,
always been like that.
I know when you get that. But see, they even tell me as a man aren't supposed to cry, and that's a
I don't
fallacy.
want you to do that, but it shows me that you're human. There's some of us,
Right.
we just have that. Like I can't, I can try to, but you'll see my voice will start to wiggle and
Well,
I can't
you're
hide
gonna
it.
be okay.
I learned how to draw it back to it because I used to be like, I don't do that anymore. I'm just like, oh shit, I'm gonna start crying, and then I bring it back. It just it's about 60 seconds. Maybe it might last any longer, but if I continue to cry, that means I'm very angry.
Yeah, well, that too. But when you get that way, when you get emotional, put you on something that you love to hear or listen to something that you love to hear. You calm down, then you come back and you let them have it. That's all.
Okay.
You let them have it in your way, Nicole's Reloaded way.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Which is
I'm going to listen to your last two videos and I will take notes and I will listen to what you said and we'll have a debate.
Listen, I want you to listen to sound check.
Okay.
That's what it's called. And
sound check.
Yeah, and then the what did I name the other one? It's the one with the pretty thumbnail where it got me and Tara info for you. And I just want when I was it was overly emotional and yelling and screaming, and then the other one I was more calm.
Okay.
And I would love for you to I would like for you to critique me, and you can do it online and you can check me and tell me where I made mistakes so I can improve myself.
Well, we can all do that. I need people to check me too, where I make mistakes at sometimes. Mm-hmm. I think my mistake is though my voice changes when people do notice when I get a little excited, it does change.
I can tell when you get excited, your octave changes. Yeah.
Yeah, it changes my octave range. But I try to, keep from cursing and swearing out, and especially debating with women. Women, I love them, but sometimes you ladies can get a little feisty there.
Yeah, we petty. I'm a woman. We're petty. We're catty.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I've got one like I'm not.
Don't you say that now? Right. I don't want you. You can say it over here. Women's petty and cat, but I don't want you to say that on somebody else's panel. We're gonna be like shit. He was over on Nicole, and after that, he wouldn't say petty, and they just attacked him.
Oh yeah. I can expect that. But like I said, I try to stay out of women when they're arguing and discussing things with each other. I'll just listen, and then I'm not going to say who's right or who's wrong because.
But I'm giving you a challenge for me, even if it's one. You're gonna get on me. You're not gonna be happy. I was doing all that yelling and screaming.
Well, sometimes we have to do that. Oh, Thank you forever, Lisa. Thank you. But I got to run, sweetheart. I'm a little bit late, but that's all right.
Get over there. Y'all go over and get y'all church music from Williams Carruthers.
Yes. And I will be back. If you're on the day, I'm gonna go look at your other stuff too when I get through. I'm not going to promise when I'm going to get back.
I know that you be busy because you support a lot. You support.
I do. I support a lot of content creators on here.
Yes, you do. And yes. I really, and look, God answers prayers. So God sent me a lot of men because he knew that I needed to have masculine energy around me right now. So,
right.
You know what I'm saying? But listen to that, and I would like for you to critique me and tell me where I made mistakes. I really would.
Okay, dear. All right.
All right. I love you.
Love you more. Bye, chat. I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, bud. Y'all make sure that y'all go over there and support Mr. William Carruthers. Y'all now, if you over here, you better have 2 damn devices, okay? You can turn him on and still listen to me ramble, okay? We don't got time for all of that. We love us some William Carruthers. He is the OG literally around here. Like, for real. He's a good man. He's filled with wisdom. You know, so anyway. So let me I wanted to read this, and shout out to Sandra. It says, sometimes man's rejection is God's protection, is a reference based upon biblical principles to deal with rejection. Consequently, a reader is able to transition from one perception that rejection is an obstruction to believing that it is a phenomenal / situation that God can use for his purpose. And I said, well, praise God. Praise God. Rejection is God's protection. As a woman, I do know that me being adopted has had an effect on how I have experiences throughout this life and with relationships with women and men. I do feel that I get along a lot better with men than I do women. I mean, that's what it is. I just feel like I get a little better with, but long-lasting term relationships, it can be either or. But when, when it's time for Miss Nicole Reloaded, to calm down, her brain receives male energy. That's why God sent me. I ain't never had 3 men back to back on my panel in years. God knows that I'm feeling some type of way. So, did y'all hear that snoring? That is my dog. That is not me snoring like that. Let me see what this person wrote. I get in my feelings, y'all, so my stomach is cramping. It says rejection is God's protection. When someone when someone rejects or breaks up with you, it may be a blessing in disguise. The person was not right for you, or maybe you have eventually been miserable with them. Now the door is open for someone else much better to come into your life. Okay, this is under Goodreads. Okay, and I'm going to read this other one. It says, why is rejection a protection? Rejection can be a form of protection in your career. It can lead you to better opportunities and help you develop resilience and help you learn and grow. So the next time you are faced with rejection, try to reframe it in a positive light. View it as an opportunity to learn and grow and ultimately protect your career. So I got some really, really powerful advice today. Thank you, Emmanuel. Especially Emmanuel. It means a lot to me. It means a lot. Thank you forever, Lisa. Thank you, Sandra. Like, I couldn't believe that, like, Emmanuel just boop, popped up. Yeah. Speaker's Corner. Now, I don't too much care for listening to myself back on replay, but my sister Tara said, well, if you can't listen to yourself, how can you expect anybody else that wants to listen to you? Yeah. Good, great advice. And I would say that to anybody that's a content creator. If you can't listen to yourself, you can't expect other people to listen to you. So I know that if I can't go back and listen to a replay, there's something that I know I'm ashamed or don't feel cool with. But I was joking in regards to saying we're going to call it the adopted sector. No, that's not what we're going to call it. We're going to make it into a community. So calling all adopted, calling all adopted, calling all adopted. I'm just playing. Reach out. Yeah. Well, I'm sure y'all would love to hear from my sisters. Ciao. I mean, I can even talk about opening up my records, like if you were involved in DCF and Child Protective Services, they seal your records. Well, they sealed everybody's records if you were a crack baby, or what they presumed as a crack baby, or during a crack epidemic. They didn't they erased your name, and they did all kinds of shady stuff. Yeah, I heard there was a class action lawsuit. I tried to find it, but if y'all come across the class action lawsuit back in the 80s, y'all send me the link. It will be truly appreciative. Because they that shady that they'll mess with your search engine. That's not paranoia. I'm just saying. That's why you see a lot of the stuff that's on YouTube that going. Dealing with a lot of 80s babies. The crack epidemic. You don't have to be, your parents didn't have to do crack for you to be affected by the crack epidemic. If you were born during that time, you were affected by it. They did a lot of separation of African American families. They didn't allow us to come together. They changed names on birth certificates. that castrated African American women. The women that were locked up in jail, especially on the West Coast, they sent them, some of them, to Florida. They were raped by prison officials. And then that's when you have that they call castration of the African American woman, right? I forgot what it was called. Maybe someone that listens to the replay can drop it down in the comments. And if you do, I'll buy you a cup of coffee. Leave the answer to what I should have said, and then I'll leave you I'll cash app you. Leave your cash app. They did a lot during, like I said, during the 80s. A lot to us as African American people, minorities, and especially if you are on the West Coast. Okay, baby. Let's see. This is the song. I know y'all gonna laugh at me, but it be making me think. Hold on. I'm not gonna play all of it, but my grandbaby, it be coming on and it make me think about stuff. And I said, this is how YouTube people think, right? Oh, if I get a strike, y'all, please don't make fun of me. I'll be right back. We're gonna play, but I'm gonna mute. I'm gonna come back around and I'm gonna pull the music out once the video. This live stream might get blocked. Hold on. But I'm gonna pull the music out. Let's see if it plays. And don't laugh at me that I'm using this as an example. I just need y'all to just listen. To me, it connects with me. I'm not gonna play the whole song. This ain't the one. No, this ain't the version I wanted to hear. Hold on. Is this the one? Oh, yes, it is. Here, y'all listen. No, it's not. That's not it. YouTube, Gracie's Corner, Lullaby. Hold on, y'all. I gotta go to the bathroom. Okay, hello. Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me? Is that Mr. YouTube Streets? I can see green. Have a great day, Nicole. Hey, my love, I love you. I love you too, forever, Lisa. I love you. I'm trying to find this song, y'all. Hold on. You know what? God don't want me to play it because I probably get a strike. Because I tried to play it, but it was the wrong song. So we just gonna leave that alone. I was trying to make a point. I really was trying to make a point. But what I did come on here though was about rejection is God protection. And shout out to Sandra Michelle for opening my eyes to what that means. What is this? Let's see what this is. Darn, you can't even read nothing no more, y'all. Because they charging for every article. Let me see.
Signs God is using a rejection as protection for you. Number one, if you know you were with someone God did not want you with, but then this person rejected you, this is a sign God was actually protecting you. James 4:4 states, "You adulterous people, do you not know that friendship with the world is enmity with God? Therefore, whoever wishes to be a friend of the world makes himself an enemy of God." Intellectually, we know this is true as Christians, but it can be very hard to obey this. In kindness, God will often give us opportunities to break our bonds with the world by allowing those in the world to reject us. We can keep rejecting God by going back to the world, but when we see to these new resources...
I know, wait a minute. Oh, Lord, that's difficult for me to hear. Are you telling me that kindness can turn into sin?
Person God wants you to be, this is a sign God is using this as protection against get rejected opportunities to break our bonds with the world by allowing those in the world to reject us. We can keep rejecting God by going back to the world, but when we see these rejections as protection, we can then take advantage of this God-given opportunity by letting the rejection remain. When you get rejected by someone you know God did not want you with, it's important to not go back to that bad relationship so you can choose to start fresh with the Lord as you seek better relationships in the future. Number two, when a relationship rejection causes you to mature into the person God wants you to be, this is a sign God is using this as protection against missing the relationship God does want for you. Before God will give you the person he wants you to be with, he first will make you into the person he wants that person to be with. In other words, if you want to marry a godly spouse one day, God will make you into a godly spouse first. On a practical note, God does this because a person living for the Lord will only be attracted to someone else who is living for the Lord.
Wait a minute. Okay, so... Ooh, it sounds like I'm kind of on the right track. I just got thrown off. Okay, because I have been preparing myself for my future husband. You know, Octavius. No, wouldn't that be funny though? You never know. We might actually really get married in real life. They're gonna be like, nigga, you don't know what God has for me or him, or for any of us. That I said it just would be funny. That I'm not gonna be hurt if it don't happen. That's what I'm saying. Like it's not like a bunch of haters.
So if someone is living in rebellion, it is unlikely that someone who is passionately following God would be drawn to them. This is why God often puts his children through a season of intense transformation before letting them meet the person he wants them to marry one day. Since I've been running AGW University, I've gotten the chance to do email coaching with hundreds of students. As I've read story after story from my students, it's amazing to me how often God uses the pain of a relationship to draw people closer to him. For as Psalms 34 verse 18 states, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit." And on a quick side note, in a few weeks, I'll be sharing more information about open enrollment for AGW. God will make you into a godly spouse first. On a practical note, God does
wait,
this because of story after story from my students. It's amazing to me how often God uses the pain of a relationship to draw people closer to him. For as Psalms 34 verse 18 states, the Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. And on a quick side note, in a few weeks, I'll be sharing more information about open enrollment for AGW University.
Y'all sign up for that. It's a nice looking Caucasian man.
I'm already offering for Christian singles who want to prepare their heart for
he buffed too, y'all.
University. I have some new courses coming out to add to the courses I'm already offering for Christian singles who want to prepare their heart, who have already gone through AGW University as protection.
I'm gonna have adoption university, okay? That's what I no. That's what I'm gonna have. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we don't know we have an.
Y'all think I'm
when I
playing?
reached my hand down towards the bull, my little new dog, and if she bit.
Oh, he's talking about his little dog and stuff. He's such a happy person. Oh. He was a happy white man. Child. Anyway. All right. So. Let me, y'all go over there and spend some time with Wither Carruthers. And I'm going to get up off of here. I have one song that I wanted to play. Y'all please support Wither Carruthers. Easter was my mother's favorite holiday. I miss my mother, y'all. But she with the Lord now. So, but every Easter when this song came out, my mama loved this song. It was two of them, but we're going to listen to this. Made it without you. I would have lost it all. But now I see you're there for me. And I can say never would have made it. Thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you, Sandra. Never would have made it without you. I would have lost it all. But now I see that you were there for me. And I can say thank you stronger. I'm wiser. I'm better. Much better. When I look back on you. Come on, y'all gonna sing with me? Held on to, and I never would have made it. Without you. I would have lost more. But now I see that you were there for me. Hey, Tara. When I lost my mind a long time ago, if it had not been for you, I'm stronger, wiser. This was my mama's song, y'all. Made it through my storm and my test. To get me through my mess. I'm stronger. I'm wiser. I'm better. Mm-hmm. Okay, can y'all hear it? Okay. Yes, this was my mama. Well, before she passed away, one of my mama's favorite songs. She liked "Never Would Have Made It." She loved that. And what was her other song that she oh Lord. I'm trying to think. My God, my God, my God is good. My mama loved that song by Regina Bell. Mm-hmm. Y'all go over there and spend time with Uncle Carruthers, okay? Mm-hmm. Yes. My mama's favorite holiday, y'all. Yes, 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 yes. Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Mm-hmm.
My daddy, who is nearly 70 years old, seems to feel like some of today's gospel music has lost its way. I wanted to make sure that it was something on
and
there.
We out of here on this one. Y'all go to come on, y'all. This my mom's favorite song, y'all. Me out of darkness, God is good. Save my soul, God is good. We going out there on this one now, okay, families? He saved my soul, God is good. Save my soul, then He brought me out of darkness. God is good. And He measures every footstep. God is good. He got my every footstep. God is good. Yes, He is, huh? He guides my every footsteps. Then He saved my soul. And He brought me out of darkness. God is good. And He shoes on my feet. God is good. Yes, He is. And He put shoes on my feet. God is good. Come on now, y'all sing this with me. Come on now. And shoes on my feet, so He can guide my every footstep. Jesus saved my soul, and He brought me out of darkness. God is good. Come on. Yeah, food on my table. God is good. Did He put food on your table? Food on my table. God is good. How much food did He put on your table? He put food on my table. He put shoes on my feet, so He could guide my every footstep. Jesus saved my soul. He brought me out of darkness. God is good. God is good, y'all. No matter what you're going through. Fade away. God is good. He made a way. God is good. He made a way. He put shoes on my feet. He could guide my every footstep. Jesus saved my soul, and he brought me out of darkness. God is good. If God brought you out of darkness, you better praise him. Money in my pocket. God is good. No money in my pocket. God is good. You better serve him on today. Money in my pocket. And he made a way. And then he put food on my table. And he put shoes on my feet. God, my every footstep. Jesus saved my soul. He brought me out of darkness. God is good. God is good. You better know that. Has God healed you? Has God healed? I know he didn't heal me. This used to be my mama's favorite song. Every sickness, with no money in my pocket, he still made a way out of no way. He still made a way out of no way. God is good, y'all. I love y'all. Thank you, Tara. Then he put food on my table, and he put shoes on my feet, so he could guide my every footstep. Jesus saved my soul. I know that he saved my soul, and he saved my soul, and then he brought me out of darkness. God is good. Hey, God is good. I love you guys. Know that God is good. Remember, through God, all things are possible to those who believe, as long as you're willing to receive what God has for you. I love you guys.